Oh, man, where the heck do we start today? Hi, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew, Fester and Froggy, Roxanne, me, Andrew, the producer. Man, a lot of stuff today. Order of importance? There's just a lot. The Rays got clobbered 4-0. Did you see the worst playoff attendance since like 1919?
Not good.
What is that, 104 years or something? Worst.
Whoa.
So,
They were selling Lucky Strikes in the crowd back then.
How did that sound?
Hey, Lucky Strikes here. Anybody want to fill their lungs with delicious smoke? Right here. Everybody's taking them.
Yeah. So the lowest attendance playoffs, the Rays just blew chunks. Was it 4-0? All kinds of errors, right? And, building a $1.2 billion stadium is going to solve the attendance problem. The problem is location. All right, I support the Rays. I don't go to many games, but listen, I'm just not
Games are fun.
I'm not typically just a sports attendee. I pay attention. I'm just not a regular sports attendee. I don't like being irregularly around, 15, 18, 20, 30,000 folks.
That's why you go in a suite.
Yeah, it's the traffic. It's the whole.
Oh, please.
That's the whole thing. I'd rather sit in the comfort of my own home. But the situation with the Rays again, it's location. The Rays need to be relocated to an area geographically more conducive to put butts in the seats and not building something brand new and shiny in a flawed location. Hello.
Well, they're about to be relocated to out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they're about to relocate it to the golf course. For the off season Well, listen, was it best of three? So listen, they have to win
3.
Yeah, they have to win the next 2.
This is the playoff round, or the wild card round, Frog.
Yeah, this is wild card. The Rangers.
I never understood the wild card thing.
Well,
when did it come about?
It came about
1967.
Yeah,
maybe not 67.
I have no idea.
It's fairly new, maybe the last 15 years or so.
Yeah. So the Rangers beat the Rays 4-0, and then whoever wins this series, then they go on to play the Baltimore Orioles. But again, the stadium should not be built in the same spot where they can't draw people now. That's the bottom line. What were you going to say, Fester?
No, I would say it used to be a one-game playoff, the wild card.
Oh.
So, it was do or die one game.
I love sports.
Yes. Sports.
So, Rays, that's obviously a big story today. The big nationwide cell phone test is going to happen at like 2:20. So it's going to be radio, television, cell phones. It's going to start with the cell phones. 2:20 p.m. is when the nationwide FCC, that's the Federal Communications Commission, and FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, they're going to conduct this readiness test just to make sure that they can send out an alert to all the phones in the country nationwide simultaneously. And it's a test. This is a test. This is only a test. Now, I wanted to just give an example of what the tone sounds like. I want to play a little bit of what it's going to sound like so you know what to expect, so you're not totally jolted. So when it's activated later today, the noise you're going to hear from your phone, you've heard this before, so it shouldn't be a shock. It's happened before. The tone, the noise you're going to hear sounds like this. All right, so that's the noise.
Wait, isn't that what Bobby Bones got in trouble for? Playing alerts like that?
Exactly.
On the air?
Yeah.
It's highly illegal.
Bobby Bonehead, that show, they got fined $1 million because they actually
did exactly what you just did.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. they gotta find $1 million for playing that noise right there, which is the official noise.
Almost.
You know what that's from, right?
Is that
Sounds like Jim Carrey.
It is.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
There you
Me
go.
and the boys love that one. Classic.
It is the most
Mock. Yeah.
the noise that's going to come out of your phone. It's going to be just like when you get an Amber Alert or there's like some kind of a weather alert and you get that, the tone.
Oh, it's not going to be like the witness of the F-16 crash?
Oh,
Like
that,
that?
oh,
Yeah,
you know
right?
what? Oh,
I
Andrew.
think that's what's going to be the alert.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Andrew. That's a new one. Stick that on over the second one. Yeah, hurry up. Put that up there. I need the wee.
That's a better alert, I
that
think.
would get my attention.
You're right. It's the dude up in South Carolina that ear witnessed that F-35 fighter jet that just crashed into the ground after the pilot ejected. Yeah, here's what it's going to sound like.
Morning, everybody.
Hello, wake up, everyone. It's 6:06. Listen, nanoparticles inside your body are not going to be activated.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, the conspiracy theories, the garbage on YouTube and on Twitter or X, whatever the hell. I'm thinking about just deactivating my Twitter X.
Why don't you? You don't use
I just
it.
use it to scroll through the craziness.
Yeah.
I never post anything.
I just don't even go on it anymore since, Elon Musk kind of wrecked the thing. I mean, it was already teetering, and then Elon Musk just put a bullet in its head. I mean, just totally screwed. So, listen, I on social media, I wish I didn't have to do any of it. But, listen, it's, it's part of some engagement, obviously, an extension of the show to a certain extent. But I've certainly pulled it back and scaled it because I really do despise social media. But some of the conspiracy theories that are floating around online, social media, are preposterous, ridiculous. That with all of the COVID vaccines that were given worldwide, that nanoparticles like graphene oxide were introduced into people's bodies, and the alert tone from the test on cell phones at 2:20 this afternoon. That's when it's supposed to begin. 2:20 to 2:50 Eastern time. So it's a half-hour period. It's going to start with the cell phones. Then it's going to be TV and radio stations. And this whole thing's going to last like 30 seconds. I mean, it's and there's no conspiracy theory that you ought to be worried about. They're not activating nanoparticles inside of mRNA COVID vaccines.
What do they think? We're going to turn to zombies or something?
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Some people think it's going to evoke the zombie apocalypse. We'll get into this in much more detail later on. But again, there's no conspiracy garbage. It's a test. That's it. It's a test. It's a test. It's a test. That's all. Some people are saying they're shutting their phones off so the particles in their bodies don't get activated. I mean, come on, stop. All right, just getting rolling here. 6:08, rolling up on 6:09 at the MJ Morning Show. It's a busy, busy show. Roxanne has her little segment coming up at 7:45, and Roxanne's trying to give me ground rules. Hold on, we'll address this next. Ground rules, yeah, that's All right, hold on. I got an email with ground rules for the big Roxanne revelation coming up at 7:45. If you don't know what's going on, we'll tell you next.
Still not a problem.
love doing the Sopranos version of that song where it just shuts off like, the screen goes black. Should I let it go for like, how long was it in Sopranos where the screen went black at the very end, final episode, in Holston's Diner in New Jersey, ordering the onion rings, selecting Don't Stop by Journey on the jukebox, which, by the way, doesn't exist. There is no jukebox in Holston's. Which we went to a couple of times, up in New Jersey.
I think it was about 7 seconds.
And the onion rings were fantastic. So, all right, folks, MJ Morning Show on Q105. It is 6:21. Welcome to the Wednesday broadcast. By the way, Roxanne said, hey, I brought in the lottery tickets for Ticket Tuesday.
Whoops, it's Wednesday.
I'm like, that's what I said. I'm like, Roxanne, it's Wednesday.
I know, but Ticket Tuesday sounds better, so you want me to save them for next Tuesday?
Oh, is this when a listener connects with one of us?
Oh,
my. People call in,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, or we could do Thicket Thursday.
Thicket Thursday?
Thicket.
Jeez. All right, now, this is not the big Roxanne event coming up, but Roxanne, 2 weeks ago, whatever, was it a week ago?
No,
2 weeks?
it was
when
sooner.
was it?
No, it was like over the week. I mean, it was very recent.
No. When did you first it was like a week ago that you brought up on the air your lottery ticket scratcher idea.
The lottery ticket idea was about a week ago.
Yes, that's what I'm
correct.
saying. So Roxanne said, hey, I've got a great idea. Ticket Tuesday, and we just scratch lottery tickets on the air. I'm like, what?
Hey, crap all over it, but the texters love it.
Crap all over. Wait, so what is the concept again?
It's terrible, but it's just it's listener involvement.
Wait. So you just said it's terrible. So you're crapping all over.
I'm just kidding. No, it's a great idea. So someone calls in is like, I'll be with Fester. Someone calls in and says, I'll be with Froggy. I'll be with MJ, etc. And so anyways, then we have our tickets here and we scratch them off together and we see who wins stuff.
Can you stop
with
saying?
each other.
Can you stop saying anyways? That's
you stop.
Anyways,
it's like the trashiest.
Can you stop saying this morning? And it sounds like this is a word and smorning is a word.
Oh, that's true. You do that.
This morning.
Well, you fixed yourself that time, didn't you?
Well, I'm sorry.
We have a big show this morning.
Anyways, I mean, that's like a 6-year-old says that. And anyways.
Okay.
Just
okay,
anyway.
fine.
Anyway. All right. Now,
Anyways.
I don't really care for Ticket Tuesday or whatever Wednesday or Thicket Thursday. I just don't see scratching lottery tickets on the air with like a companion listener.
Yes.
And what's your idea that you share the winnings with whoever is paired up with each of us?
Yes, exactly. And it's exciting.
All right, we won $2. You get $1. Congratulations. Hey, all right. Yeah, let us know when you want to come pick up your prize. Let me know when you want to drive from Arcadia to pick up your $1. All right.
And then we keep track of it, who's luckier, who's doing better, and then the listeners are like, oh, Fester's on a hot streak. I want to get paired with him.
I live up in Weeki Wachee. I'm coming down to pick up my $1.
Well, what happens when none of us win? And they're like, okay. Thanks for listening.
Okay, not a winner. Nope, not a winner. Nope, not a winner. Nope, not a winner. Yep, you don't have to drive in from a Popka.
Yeah.
All right?
The good news is we'll play again next week and not have a winner then either.
6:24 at the MJ Morning Show. Froggy back today after an absence yesterday from apparently some migraine. We'll get into this later on. I thought it had to do with the fact that Froggy didn't want to do a little sight gag bit sort of in the aftermath of the car wreck he was in. We'll get into that later on. But Froggy, you feeling okay today? Is the migraine gone?
Yes, it is gone finally. Spent all day, or not last night, the night before, I was naked in bed all night with a blow dryer just blowing myself in my head all night. Couldn't get rid of it. Hot shower, coffee in the middle of the night. Blowing myself again with the blow dryer.
Right.
Jeez.
That's Froggy's
torture.
That's his natural remedy for curing his migraine.
Yes.
Yeah.
You go from between hot and cold.
Yeah. All right. So more
5-minute increments.
More on Froggy's migraine a little later on.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
That's not my new name.
More on Froggy.
What the hell?
More on. See, you're not very good at spacing your words, just in general, MJ. I'm surprised you've made it this far as a broadcaster.
Oh, really? So you're going to critique me now as a broadcaster?
It's really a mystery on several fronts.
Let me watch some old tapes of you on Bay News 9
Why
doing
don't you
sports.
do it? Do it.
Now, listen. Roxanne has a big item coming up at 7:45 this morning. Apparently, this is 2 months in the making. And Roxanne, in a very timely fashion, came to me earlier this week and said, I have something that I want to talk about. It happened 2 months ago. Well, thanks for bringing it right to the forefront. You know, we kind of turn on a dime around here. We do things very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Remember when I signed my MJ Morning Show contract? It was must reveal all personal life incidences immediately after they happen.
That is in there.
Did you take smartass pills this morning?
You should have red inked it.
You really
God.
should have read your contract. It totally says that.
Roxanne has something that she wants to reveal at 7:45 this morning. Something that happened to her, something that she did 2 months ago. Now, I know the relative outline of what this is. So I'm a little aware of what the subject matter is. But, Roxanne, you gave me a list of ground rules. You don't send me ground rules. I'm not a ground rules person.
What don't you like about these rules? What is so difficult about these rules?
Don't paint me as a one-dimensional, weirdo while I'm telling my story.
All right, that's easy to do.
Yeah, that's easy to do. In real life, I'm not a character on the show. I'm skeptical about what this subject matter is. Just like if Froggy was going to tell us about a serious story about a work presentation, we wouldn't be like, "Oh, Froggy, you say wiener? You say wiener?" Like he's a businessman in the outside world.
Hold on, what did you say?
Did he say wiener?
I do
during his
put
presentation?
wiener into my presentations
Froggy-
just to see if everybody's paid attention.
Froggy actually has named fixtures the wiener display just to. Oh yes, I'll take 6 wiener displays, please.
What if he actually does a fixture display for Oscar Mayer wieners?
Ooh, I'm going to reach out to them today.
That's what you ought to do. Yeah, for those that don't know, Froggy's real job is after the MJ Morning Show ended for the first time back in 2012 after 18 years. Froggy went on to run the family shelving and fixture business on Kim's side, his wife's side of the family.
Well, I didn't just start right. It took me 10 years to learn to run it.
So Froggy's
okay?
gig here is just kind of a hobby afterthought, kind of a half-assed deal.
No,
shows
I'm
up when
full ass.
shows up when he wants to show up.
I'm full ass.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should go down the whole list.
There are just 2 other rules. They're simple. 3 rules.
All right, here we go. Number
2. Yeah.
Don't paint me as a one. Number 1 is don't paint me as a one-dimensional, in quotation marks, weirdo while I'm telling my story.
Okay, number 2.
In real life, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to read the rest because that'll tip off what the item is coming up at 7:45. Number 2, feel free to interrupt me as I'm telling the story, but only with high-caliber humor as opposed to rudeness or dumb questions. Doesn't matter what the blank, I don't want to give it away, name is. My favorite version of you is when you're saying outrageous, funny things. Why don't you throw hot coffee in our faces? What
the hell is that?
Do you know how to read? I said IE, for example.
For example,
IE is for example. Remember last week you're like, hey, throw hot
I think
your
technically that would be EG.
No,
IE, man.
No,
When's the last time you wrote?
I think
she's an author.
I think EG would be more of the correct thing here, if I'm not mistaken. IE versus EG.
I think you are mistaken.
Yeah.
IE is that is. It also means that is.
And EG,
such as.
EG is, for example. So I think I'm correct. So in your face with hot coffee.
MJ always is correct. E.g., this example right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So it would be EG and not IE.
It's either or.
I'm going with EG. Seems to fit the description here.
These are my rules. So.
All right. So do you have a rule for me crapping on your rules?
Grammar.
If it's high caliber entertainment,
and then
keep going. It's
number
fine.
3, ground rule for Roxanne's big story coming up at 7:45. Big revelation. 2 months in the making. I'm not telling this story to get you or any listeners to go blank. I don't want. I'm leaving. I'm redacting because I don't want to give it away just yet. So this is not a for or against argument. I'm just sharing the story because the end result for me was having a good feeling about
blankety
the
blank.
blankety blank blank blank.
Wait, MJ, you know what it's about?
Yeah,
MJ's been tipped off.
I know the basic outline of where Roxanne is going, folks. So I have ground rules. Will I follow these ground rules?
Okay, let me tell you. If you don't want to follow the ground rules, I'll reveal the story during middays. This happened, blah, blah, blah. Here's
Right.
Tina Turner on Q105.
Yeah,
there you go.
12-second intro. You'll do the
Love
whole
Tina.
story. All right, 6:31. So, folks, what's going to happen at 7:45? I guess
I'm
you got to be
excited.
listening. Listen at 7:45 this morning for this Roxanne story. Hang on. We'll do early morons in the news next. Yeah, I got a good pile today. Got a good chunk of imbeciles, good chunk of imbetards next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. It is 641 MJ Morning Show, MJ and the crew. Fester, I want to start with morons of the news and something you brought up on the program, and that was Boopak Shakur.
I love that guy. Well, I loved that guy.
Okay, I'd never heard of him until like 2 days ago in the worst way possible.
Yeah, so Fester, you brought this up earlier in the week. Today's Wednesday. I think you might have brought this up on Monday's show.
Right.
About Boopak. And kind of interesting because we had that whole Tupac Shakur thing break wide open. What was it, last Friday with the arrest of this like 60-year-old dude now who was in the car when Tupac was shot in Vegas after the fight back in, was it 96 or
Yeah, it was 96.
Right? A long time ago.
Yep.
And then we have this incident with a dude who's named Boopak Shakur. That's Boopac. Shakur, obviously, play on Tupac's name. And this is bizarre. This is a Michigan vigilante who is known on social media as Boopak Shakur. And Froggy, you're saying that you know this dude and you've seen his videos?
Well, I follow I follow Colorado Ped Patrol. I follow.
Wait a sec. You follow Colorado
Ped Patrol.
like in pedophile?
Yes.
Yeah, they try to set up and then
And expose pedophiles.
Yes.
Right.
have encounters with them, turn them into police. Yeah.
And the encounters are
Like
always,
that Hanson guy from Dateline or To Catch a Predator.
There's a girl named Courtney Elizabeth
Yeah.
who is just like this young, attractive female, and she does this little girl voice, and she sets up these guys and makes the guys call their wives and tell them what happened, and then the cops. It's the best. Courtney Elizabeth on YouTube. You got to see it.
To Catch a Predator, didn't they team up with some organization and they had like a whole bunch of folks in a separate van or a separate location where they had like computer monitors set up? Am I remembering correctly? Like what was that dude's what was Hanson's first name?
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, correct. I'm Chris Hansen.
He didn't do any of
Why
that.
did you bring the condoms? Why do you have a six-pack of Four Loko?
See, there's a guy that does the same thing, but
Yeah.
he's really funny, and his name's Skeeter Hansen, and he busts pedophiles.
Are you
and
serious?
He shows the text. He shows the
Skeeter,
encounter.
is that true? Skeeter
Yeah.
Hansen?
And he's hilarious.
So this is a whole YouTube genre that I obviously support these folks. I wish they don't
Going after sicko pedophiles and these predators.
Right.
Oh, a pedophile. A predator and a pedophile.
yeah, they call them pedophiles.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I thought I just invented that.
That's a pretty good
No.
name.
I guess I did not. So here's the deal. Boopak Shakur will not be posting any new videos on his YouTube To Catch a Predator type channel. He was shot when he confronted two teens over the weekend. Robert Wayne Lee, 40, who has thousands of followers on his social media accounts, was at Universal Coney Island in Pontiac
Sounds good.
in Michigan, where he confronted two males sitting at a table about 10:30 p.m. on Friday, according to Fox 2 in Detroit. He accused one of the teens of being a pedophile and punched him.
Okay, that's not how it should go.
There were two people at the table. One he was mostly focused on and talking to became a heated argument, and he was shot. The dude was shot, like in the face or something. Oh, my God.
There's no video of it.
And the dude is gone. He's expired. Oh, my God. Yeah, the 18-year-old suspect who was punched pulled out a knife. Then the other, a 17-year-old boy, he pulled out a gun. And this dude, Boopak, was shot, taken to a local hospital, died of his injuries. The teens fled but were arrested over the weekend, a day later, by detectives. What the, why morons in the news? Well, I mean, you could just go after people and push people too far, and you don't know who's got what these days, a gun, a knife, whatever. Anyway, Boopak Shakur, his final video was posted prior to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not going to be any more.
So old Boopak, he's been playing loosey-goosey with this for a while.
Apparently so.
He's made a couple of wrong accusations.
Has he been sued for, slander?
The police have asked him several times to stop.
Knock it off?
Just stop.
Cease and desist?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
hasn't.
Mhm.
And the police also pointed out that, when you approach these kinds of people making these kinds of accusations or in a fight or flight mode with them.
No, these are some scared animals. You don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to lash out.
So rest in peace, Boopak.
Holy crap.
Oof.
So I just wanted to, kind of explain that story because that's pretty whacked. Now, we mentioned this late in the show yesterday, and I mentioned that we need to do this again. We'll do it tomorrow and spend a little more time. And that's the lady that had a super wedgie at Disney. So this lady is suing Disney because she got a super wedgie at Typhoon Lagoon.
Ooh,
I
that'll
love
do
that
it.
place. Well, the rides, I mean, so slides will get you a wedgie.
This was on the Humunga Cowabunga.
From down under?
That's where the wedgie was.
We got a lawsuit here. A woman received, according to her attorneys, an injurious wedgie. A super wedgie. On the 214-foot water slide known as the Humunga Cowabunga.
That sounds like a slide that would give you a wedgie.
Now, this wedgie occurred almost 4 years ago on October 14th of 2019. So why is this like a lawsuit now?
Well, maybe it's still stuck up there.
Oh,
It is.
has she had like internal injuries from it?
Oh, man. Well, here's the story. So they're suing Walt Disney. The plaintiffs, Emma and Edward McGinnis, and their family, they visited the resort to celebrate Emma McGinnis's 30th birthday. The slide, which Disney calls on their website a near vertical 5-story drop in the dark, descends 214 feet, plunges riders into a pool of water at the end of the ride. The suit filed just last week, after all these years, in the Circuit Court for Orange County, which is, the Orlando area in Central Florida, alleges that Disney knew or should have known the risks of painful wedgies,
Yes.
particularly for women. A woman wedgie. Specifically, when a rider of the slide, that's the Humunga Cowabunga, reached the bottom of the ride and traveled into the pool of water designed to stop further travel, the force of the water can push loose garments into a person's anatomy, known as a wedgie.
Ew.
Really?
The suit says because of a woman's anatomy, the risk of a painful wedgie is more common and more serious than a man. Well, you got two, I guess, wedgie-type areas there. They're seeking damages exceeding $50,000, exclusive of interest and costs. So,
You know what? Don't celebrate your 30th birthday at a Disney park.
the woman claims severe internal pain, blood rushed from between her legs. She was taken by ambulance to a local hospital.
Oh, okay.
What's the
this
water
is-
pressure
yeah.
like?
She had
Not-
like an atomic wedgie on the Humunga Cowabunga at Disney. So there you go. You decide who the moron is there. Unbelievable. All right, 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. We're almost done with the 6 o'clock hour. I don't know where the hell this time goes. And then 7 o'clock starts soon. Of course, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ comes up in just about, 25 minutes from right now? 7:23, 7:25. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Now, when we get back in minutes, what is the smoke? Did you see the haze all over Tampa Bay?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
did see that.
again, it's sort of an easy explanation. So we'll get into that coming up in just a bit. We have a lot. So 7 o'clock hour is going to be all cranked and jammed. We'll explain the smoke crap in just a matter of moments. Also, I might have additional morons in the news we'll carry over. So we're back in minutes. Don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now. Q105, MJ and the gang here, 7:02 on a Wednesday. Don't forget that Roxanne's big story, her big item, Roxanne's been sitting on this for 2 months. And for whatever reason, Roxanne finally says, I want to talk about something. And Roxanne will have the floor at 7:45 this morning. Are you getting extra, kind of dolled up this morning? Looks like you're spending a little more time on makeup and appearance this morning.
I have not so far, but it's funny you say that.
Yeah.
On my to-do list is to doll up my makeup.
No. I've watched you. No. The whole 6 o'clock hour. We're now in the 7 o'clock hour, but I watched you spend more time last hour applying makeup than typically you spend time on.
I spent time in the first break of the show, and that is it.
No, I think I saw you multiple times. Anyway, so Roxanne at 7:45, we're 40 minutes away, 7:45-ish, Roxanne and something that she claims is remarkable that happened to her 2 months ago.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
And is finally ready to talk about it, but issued me ground rules. Now, if you were listening to the show at 6 o'clock, if you were listening to the show when we first came on the air a little over an hour ago, I sort of, broached the subject. Actually, I think it was the second segment. I talked about Roxanne, and you sent me an email with ground rules on MJ do's and don'ts when you tell your story.
And guess what? I have complete confidence that you're going to be able to stick to those rules. We've done stuff like this before, and you guys have shined.
What is it? What is Roxanne's big revelation? We'll find out in 40 minutes right here on the MJ Morning Show at 7:45. Stand by. So the smoke, that haze, did you notice it? It was just like a gook just hanging over the area again yesterday.
Yeah, how could you not notice it? It was the first time, again, it was the first time I think I've seen it.
I didn't have any breathing issues, but you know what it was? If you don't know what caused it, why, it was just like a hazy, soupy, it wasn't a crisp, clear day. It was all mungified.
I thought it was like day fog, like a low cloud or something.
It's worse. You know who we blame on that, don't you? Do you know who gets the blame for the smoky, hazy, just kind of opaque skies yesterday?
Yes.
Who do we blame?
The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Pretty damn close. Yeah. Yep, we blame. Yeah, it's the damn Canadian wildfires again, which a lot of the issues that occurred over the summer, the smoke and the haze didn't make it down here as badly as obviously up in the Northeast and the Midwest. And man, there was just some all the way down to like mid-Atlantic states. I think it even got down to like South Carolina and even Georgia. But a lot of this previous summer with these Canadian wildfires, like hundreds of them burning. I think a Molson factory burned down also.
Do they not have water up there?
Yeah,
Fire trucks?
Yeah, hello. Can we get some firefighters out and about, please? And the haze was due to, Canadian wildfires. So, yeah, so all Canada's fault. And apparently it could be with us again today. So yesterday morning, air quality index was a 109, which is unhealthy for some. I didn't have any wheezing, coughing, or issues where I had to jam up an inhaler or anything. But for some people, it might have been a little difficult.
Wait, you're telling me at some point that haze was in Canada?
Yes.
It's Canadian haze?
Yes. Dude, are you listening?
I can't comprehend this. This is outrageous.
All right, hold on.
Wasn't that a Jimi Hendrix song, Canadian Haze?
No, Purple Haze.
Oh.
All right, hang on a minute.
Wait a minute.
Froggy,
that sounds amazing to me.
There are wildfires that have been burning in Canada for months now.
And how could the smoke get all the way here? It's like a horror movie.
All the way to Florida.
The fog takes over America.
It's the smoke.
What the hell?
It's the fog.
So it didn't smell smoky.
No, it didn't smell smoky. I mean, you realize that over the summer, man, like in New York and Boston, it was horrific. It was awful.
What the hell?
Yeah. And we didn't have the smell yesterday locally, but we had.
we're gonna get Canadian smells now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's Canadian fog
That's
smoke,
pretty outrageous.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a Canadian fog smoke that affected the Tampa Bay area. So if you feel compelled, yeah, bring out your old Scooby-Doo foghorn, okay? Zoink, Scoob! We've got smoke from Canada! Oh, boy. All right, so again today, we might have the effect. Now, Fester, you think it's very important that we talk about MrBeast.
Oh my God! Did you see his latest deal?
Well, that's what Fester brought up to me during the commercial break where you disappeared to, I think, create your own smoke.
That
But
guy's
that's
I can't do that. I don't have my car, so that wasn't a possibility.
Yeah, right? He can't hotbox the nice car.
Yeah, not allowed.
Oh, what are you driving?
The nice car.
Oh, you're driving the X5
Yeah.
from Fields BMW?
I still can't figure out how to take it off. It's running back there.
No, that's
You know, one time I gave Froggy my keys. I said, "Could you lock my car? I think I left it unlocked." And he started it. It was.
Yeah, it's like a space shuttle. I'm like, what?
And now, Froggy, you're obviously aware of the MrBeast issue.
Oh, is there an issue?
Yeah. Well, hold on. What you just said, you're talking about the latest issue.
I said the latest deal.
The
he
latest
got.
deal.
I don't
Right,
think
right.
Froggy's aware.
So, Froggy, what do you think the latest deal is for MrBeast?
Well, I just saw that his logo's being put on a basketball team's jersey.
No, that's not it.
But did you
Fester.
hear that?
No, I have not. I'm not a MrBeast fan.
The Feastables.
I had there was some kid. We were in Target, and some kid had a meltdown in the food section of Target. You know, the super Target. You got the grocery section on Target now. I saw a kid have a meltdown over MrBeast. Hang on, I'll get to that in a second.
MrBeast is a phenomenon.
Now, hang on. I'll explain. First, though, Fester, why don't you explain to everyone, and Froggy doesn't know apparently, that MrBeast is like a victim of fraud?
He's a victim of being a deep fake.
MrBeast, by the way, for those that don't know, MrBeast is this internet YouTube video sensation, and he just does these viral videos, gives crap away. I think I read recently the guy made like $80 million last year or something. I mean,
He puts it all back into the
Look,
videos.
if you want to, MJ, honestly, I know you don't follow a bunch of his stuff, but especially you of all people would totally respect his game and the business, the empire he has created.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't really interest me, but you think if I really dug in that it would interest me?
he
Is that
doesn't
what
have
you're
a house
saying?
or a car.
So,
What, say it again?
He doesn't have a house or a car.
listen,
He lived at like his factory.
well, all that aside, young guy started making videos, and now he's doing these outrageous videos, getting millions and millions of hits.
And he gives crap away.
But he has a multi-billion-dollar potentially empire here that he's building just off of YouTube videos and other social platforms.
That's crazy. All right,
right.
so what happened? What's the racket that's affecting this dude, MrBeast?
So there's an AI-generated deep fake of MrBeast saying he's going to give out 10,000 iPhone 15s for $2 each.
Yeah, you know, these deep fakes, these AI.
$2 each. He would do it for free.
But these,
Yeah, right?
But these deep fakes are really bad. I've got a story about deep fake and pornos now using celebrities and using
I've seen
AI.
a ton of those.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy stuff, and no one's safe. We'll get into that later on. But do you want to play? Can you play some audio here, Fester?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, go ahead and play this video here from MrBeast. Go ahead.
Watching this video, you're one of the 10,000 lucky people who'll get an iPhone 15 Pro for just $2. I'm MrBeast, and I'm doing the world's largest iPhone 15 giveaway. Click the link below to claim yours now.
All right,
sound
hit
like
pause. That's fake.
Doesn't,
Right.
It doesn't
It's fake.
sound like
That
him,
is
really.
a total deep fake, and it's a video of him. And listen, I don't know the guy's voice, but you're saying it doesn't sound like him?
It sounds like a computer-generated
Yeah.
version
His
of him.
voice
Gotcha.
isn't that deep either.
So that is totally fake. He's not giving away, or he's not making 10,000 iPhone 15s available for $2. But that's kind of the thing that he would do, right?
He would, like, Froggy's right.
He would do it for free.
He would give
Or
them
just
away.
give them away.
Yeah.
He probably will now, just from this story.
That's a total fake. It is not real, and that's been circulated. And what is he saying about it? He's making a big splash now to say that this is a deep fake. It's not true. That's not me. That's a totally faked up, rigged up video. I'm not giving away iPhone 15s for $2 a piece, right?
But he's saying a lot of people are getting this deep fake scam ad of me, And then he calls out social media platforms asking if they're even remotely ready to handle the rise in AI deepfakes.
Right. Now, what is the end game, though? The folks that are perpetrating this fraud by deepfaking MrBeast saying, hey, $2 iPhones. What's their end game if you click on their what happens?
Maybe some harvest some information.
All right, it's totally fake. All right, 7:12 at the MJ Morning Show. The other MrBeast story. This is like a couple of weeks back. Where the heck were we? Where were we? Oh, you know what? It was a month ago. We were taking Chloe up to New Hampshire to go back to school at UNH. Final semester for Chloe, and we went to the Target near Durham, in New Hampshire, right near in Newington, right. So we're at Target, right, and this kid is having a meltdown. There's some food item or snack on the
MrBeast chocolate bars.
Yeah, that's it. So the kid,
the Feastables.
oh, yeah. So there was the kid is like, Mommy, it's MrBeast. I want. I think mom is like, no, we're not buying it. The kid is having a MrBeast sized meltdown because mom wouldn't buy him this snack item on the Target aisle.
Right.
You turn into
Mommy,
a beast.
I want MrBeast. I'm like, lady, get your kid under control. I'm gonna kick your kid in 2 seconds.
MrBeast is going to put Hershey's out of business.
Oh, please.
All right, maybe not. Out
They're
of
not
business.
even. They're not that good. They're not as good as Hershey's.
Anyway, so I witnessed, the MrBeast phenomenon on like a 8-year-old kid.
He turned to a beast.
At a Target. Kid,
I want MrBeast. Give it to me now. I will rip your face off, mommy.
MJ always does it the best.
All right, quick break. Back in a second. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, including this massive Roxanne story. 7:45. We're Froggy.
What a build up.
I've got food 1, food 2, food 3. We got 3 food items. I got a health issue for Froggy. Listen, we got a lot of stuff. We have a lot of content and a lot of time to fill. An hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Folks, don't move. International Diamond Center. We are so lucky to have this phenomenal. And folks, before Roxanne even gets to her 7:45 must-hear revelation, if you're not aware of what's going on, Roxanne had something she claims remarkable happen to her 2 months ago. And finally, she's bringing this to our attention. 2 months later, Roxanne is bringing it to our attention. But before that, Roxanne wants everyone to know that her hair looks fantastic because she doesn't wash it anymore.
I did not say
yes,
that.
you just said it to me. You're like, hey, have you been noticing my hair? And I had to tell Roxanne that I do not look her up and down every day.
I've noticed it's straighter,
Yes,
right?
yes. I've been, when I went on my little girls' trip, we all exchange beauty tips. And I was explaining, yes, exactly. Dry shampoo. It's a miracle. So anyways, I'm doing some different stuff with my hair, including not washing it, but once a week.
Wow.
So Roxanne is only washing her hair once a week now. So this is Roxanne's new her new program, and why she gee, your hair smells bad.
That's just very scalpy in here.
Do you remember? Do they still make that shampoo? When I was a little kid. When I was a kid, there was like a purple bottle.
Head and Shoulders?
No. It was called "Gee, Your Hair Smells Terrific."
What?
Seriously, what? You never heard of this?
Yeah, that was the name of the...
Exactly. It was like a purple bottle, and it had like kind of bubbly cartoon font. And the label said, "Gee, your hair smells terrific." That's the name of the freaking shampoo. "Gee, your hair smells terrific."
I knew more about
Actually, hang on. Let me sniff Roxanne.
Oh.
Hang on. "Gee, your hair smells horrific."
I mean...
That's a new shampoo.
"Gee, your hair smells horrific."
So on Amazon, Gee, Your Hair Smells Terrific is currently unavailable. And
Oh, really?
I have a great joke involving a dwarf and that punchline.
Oh, yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've heard that. All right, you got the MJ Morning Show at 7:28. Correction, sorry. It's the MJ Morning Show at 7:28, and we have just launched an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Roxanne's, I guess, earth-shattering, groundbreaking story happens in about 17 minutes at about 7:45. I know the outline. I know the basics of this. Where this is going to go, ultimately, I don't know. I anticipate taking some phone calls on this after Roxanne drops this bomb. So that's on the way in just a bit. Hey, I've got a couple of school stories I want to get to, and I like to get to them before all the kids, get to school of the varying ages. First of all, if you're a teacher, it is not a good idea to drive drunk to school and then try to teach your second class drunk. Why are you laughing?
Why? What happened to first class? She wasn't drunk during that one?
No. I said second grade.
No, you left the word grade out.
I left grade. I'm sorry.
You sound like it was second period.
No.
Second class drunk.
It's
First period, she was waiting for it to kick in.
I left grade. It's a second grade teacher.
Oh,
I get it now.
Yeah, a teacher, that's no way to go through life. Driving to school drunk and then all liquored up, twice the legal limit while trying to teach a second grade class. What are you doing? What elementary schools? When do they start? Like 8:30 or so, or what? Elementary 9 o'clock.
Elementary 7:20 or 7:40.
7:40 is my kid's start time.
A second grade teacher has been arrested. This is out in California. She drove to school drunk and then taught class drunk. Yeah, Northern California elementary school teacher faces charges. Her name is Wendy Munson. Why are you laughing at her name?
I mean,
It's the last name of the guy from Kingpin.
One bowling movie.
Munson up against
one bowling movie,
Really?
and the name Munson has been ruined forever.
Please, she's a Munson. Munson. Up a creek without a paddle.
Second grade teacher. She was arrested. She drove to work liquored up, taught class drunk. Sutter County, Northern California. This, I guess, all unfolded on Monday morning. They got a report that a staff member at Nuestro Elementary School in Live Oak, California, was under the influence. So cops showed up to the school. 57-year-old Wendy Munson was in the middle of teaching her second grade class, and deputies noted signs and symptoms of her clearly being under the influence.
Oh my God, that's funny. Roy Munson was under the influence the whole movie.
Yeah. Video footage shows that Munson, actually, it's hyphenated. It's Munson Swartz, had driven to school and failed a sobriety test well after even arriving at school. So how bleep-faced was she while she was driving if she still blew over twice the legal limit after she drove, after she was teaching class for some time, and she still blew more than 2 times the legal limit?
You know, you can't drink all day unless you start early.
Holy crap. I mean, what's going on? I mean, she starts 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m.? Was she got a flask on the... Is she like dipping into a flask while she's teaching these little second graders?
Oh, there's a great DUI channel called the DUI channel on YouTube.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, and there was a teacher who got busted for being drunk at school, and she was fired for a while. And the video is the cop showing up to the end of school faculty celebration, and she showed up drunk.
Oh, no.
And she was trying to get in, and she was like, I'm telling you, when I say screaming at the top of her lungs, drunk.
Oh, geez.
It is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's great. That's what you want.
DUI channel on YouTube. Check it out. Good stuff.
Froggy follows 600 different YouTube channels
603
of all different types, all types of content, all that. Anyway, so note to teachers, don't show up to school all liquored up.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
No.
Not going to be good for your career. Oh, you know what I didn't mention earlier in the week? I've had this in the pile, and it's a couple of days old. Did you see the video up in Michigan of a kid picking up a chair and hurling it at a teacher's head, knocking her on the floor in the classroom unconscious?
Gosh, what is wrong with people?
I don't know, but it's awful. It's a totally disturbing video. The teacher was knocked out cold. And this is a school up in Michigan. And some student was videoing this with the cell phone. So clearly they either knew what was going on or there had been some type of an issue or altercation that led up to the chair being thrown. But it was captured. And you can just see a student pick up a chair, throw it. It smacks the teacher's head, and the teacher just goes out cold, falls to the ground in the classroom. You got the blackboard in the back. You've got the overhead projector screen that's pulled down, and the teacher is just cracked in the head and totally unconscious on the floor. This happened in Flint, Michigan. Southwestern Classical Academy. What the hell is going on with the Ute today? What's that Aerosmith song?
Love in an elevator?
No. Something wrong with the Ute today. I don't know what it is. Maybe
Never heard it.
Maybe it's there's something wrong with the world today. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. That's,
Just don't sing it.
Yeah, I don't think they're talking about a Ute, but I thought I'd modify the lyrics. Just awful. Just a terrible, terrible story. One little update here. Do you remember we told the story, and this is just terrible. Louisiana, the teacher that was impregnated by a 17-year-old student.
Yeah, gave birth, right?
Yeah, a teacher had a baby fathered by a 17-year-old student. Anyway, the teacher has been arrested and charged with rape. So. Note to teachers, don't make babies with, 17-year-old students.
Yeah.
Or any student. Listen, you realize that in most municipalities, in most states, that even if a student is 18, you can't, if you're a teacher, if you're in a position of power or authority, there are special laws that say it doesn't matter if you're 18, you can't get involved with a teacher at school. It's an authority issue problem. So a couple of school fools stories here on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, Fester.
Yes.
You sent me a video from the Rays game yesterday. Rays got clobbered by the Texas Rangers, 4-0, just embarrassing. The Rays game was error-ridden yesterday. The other embarrassing thing is that it was the lowest attendance for a playoff game in 104 years. They've gone back to the record books and have found that there has never been a lower attendance for a playoff game since 1919, when the White Sox and the Reds drew only 13,923 fans. 1919. I mean, folks, hello. Women were able to vote. What? Was it 1920? Suffrage women. Was it? This is like a year before women suffered.
Jeez.
That's like when everybody was wearing like fancy hats.
Yeah, Prohibition was getting ready, right? Oh my God! People used to show up to games in like those.
Hey, honey, I'm going to the game. Give me my best suit and hat.
Exactly.
People would dress up like they're going to a funeral if they went to Major League Baseball games.
How about the kids playing in the street? They were wearing little kiddie suits. It was crazy back then. Now we're all freaking slobs.
Hey, you want to go play, little Timmy? You better go get your ties and hand me my marble.
And while you're at it, here's a lucky strike.
Here's a lucky for you.
So if you care, MJ, the 1919 World Series was the Chicago White Sox Black Sox scandal where they threw the World Series.
Oh, really?
If you care.
Is that when Babe Ruth was playing?
I think Babe Ruth was like, the bat boy.
Anyway, the Rays attendance was dismal yesterday. Again, I want to see the Rays do well. I want to see the Tampa Bay Rays stay in the Tampa Bay area and not move to Montreal or Nashville or Las Vegas or St. Augustine or wherever the hell. I don't. All right, so
the St. Augustine Rays.
Listen, I want the Rays to stay, but the dismal attendance yesterday is just another example of, if you build that new $1.2 billion stadium in the place that doesn't draw people, it's still not going to draw people. It's location, location, location. Build the new Rays Stadium in a geographic location in the Tampa Bay area that's more conducive to actually having people show up. My God, they think they're going to spend $1.2 billion and then suddenly they're going to fill a 30,000-seat stadium with the new plan.
I have an idea.
No, you got to put the Rays Stadium in a different location. If you want to stay with St. Pete, put it where Derby Lane is, or that would be much better because you're much closer to population centers that are going to fill a stadium. Yes, Froggy.
I read a great article on the marketing director and creator of the Savannah Bananas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I love them.
I think the Rays should hire that guy to make the games more fun.
Oh, I thought you were going to suggest medical marijuana night.
Okay, that would
That's
make...
banana, not marijuana.
All right, so
MJ, do you know the Savannah Bananas?
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
the games, the Rays games are fun. It's just nobody goes to them.
Low attendance.
Yeah.
Rays, really blew it yesterday. It's best of 3. All the experts were predicting the Rays were going to win yesterday, and they did not. So the Rays have to win the next 2 games to stay in the contest here, and then they would face the Baltimore Orioles. A lot of folks thought the Rays had a chance at the World Series, not playing like they did yesterday. And again, low. This is a playoff. This is a wild card playoff, and the attendance sucked. What's going to change when they put a new stadium down there? Nothing. There's going to be some excitement initially, and people will go, and then it's going to filter off. There's going to be attrition, and then it's going to be back to the same old deal that, we can't fill the stadium. Put the stadium in a better location. That's what it comes down to.
A lot of people didn't like that. We're getting texts saying they just didn't like the time of the game.
Well, 3:08 was first pitch, I think. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, and then the other reason why I'm bringing up the Rays is Fester brought to my attention that somebody, blatantly ripped us off? Tell me what happened.
So
flattering.
So I'm watching the Rays game yesterday afternoon, right? First inning. At the end of the first inning, I guess,
Did they say, tell 3 friends about the Rays?
Yeah, they said tell 3 friends.
Okay, sorry.
That's the blatant ripoff of the MJ Morning Show.
Go ahead.
All right. Can you continue with your story,
All right,
please?
So, the biggest star in the Rays, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Randy Arozarena.
Right.
He gets up to bat. Right? I think he even got on base. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But after he got to bat, they cut to the Arozarena song. Not the exact one we did, but damn close.
Who did it? Who is so?
I don't know.
There's like a blatant ripoff.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
There's no way.
Yeah, here's the audio they ran during the Rays game on TV yesterday.
There's a guy who gets his name Randy Arozarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing that's cosa buena. Running around the bases, he's as fast as a hyena. Arozarena.
What? That is
There's a
ours.
guy who gets his name Randy Arozarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing that's cosa buena.
That's ours.
Ours is
That's
better.
our song.
Yeah, it is.
Where's ours?
Who's?
right.
I have it.
Did Mark Maynard call him a hyena?
Hang on a minute.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Wait, that sounds like exactly.
Who is singing that song that they played during the Rays broadcast yesterday?
I gotta let me see if they credited him on the video. I don't
Who
know.
is that? Because that is a blatant ripoff of our original piece, which sounds like this.
Down 2-0, the 2-2 to Arozarena. Lifted in the air to right field. Joyce going back. He looks up, and it is gone.
Did you see the hit from Randy Arozarena? When he swings a bat, it is mucho muy buena. Step to the plate, he is doing it again. Hey, Arozarena. Did you see the hit?
All right, that is plagiarism. Whoever that was ripped us the hell off. And then the Rays are playing that during their TV broadcast?
Yeah, you're ripping us off. Who ripped off Mark Arena?
An original MJ Morning Show magic Mark, our parody guy creation, and that is played. That is our work. We got ripped off.
Send ours to them.
So there's an ESPN, maybe a reporter, Jeff Passan.
Yeah.
And it was his voice. They credited Jeff Passan on the screen at the time. And then Sports Illustrated has an article about it today.
What?
ESPN's Jeff Passan's strange song about Rays Randy Arozarena left the fans confused.
This is outrageous.
ESPN. The dude stole our lyrics exactly.
Okay.
Our
Find this
lyrics
guy's
are
number.
totally ripped off. Who? Jeff Passan?
Find him now and call him.
You thieving bitch.
So 13 hours ago on SportsIllustrated.com.
Now I know what Ed Sheeran feels.
Here you go. In honor of the Tampa Bay Rays and Texas opening the 2023 MLB postseason, ABC shared Jeff Passan's hilarious parody of Randy Arozarena.
No, it's the MJ Morning Show parody that this dude ripped off.
Everybody go to his Twitter and tell him he's a
my
rip-off artist.
God, the guy ripped us off. He stole it.
What a punk.
Oh, my God. All
I've
right.
been robbed.
Good job.
We've been thieverated.
And he gets all this
Unbelievable.
attention for it? Fester, why didn't you send ours to them?
Ours is what, over 2 years old, right?
Yeah, it really is.
At least ours is well produced.
Oh, my God. I am so aggravated. We were thieved.
I mean,
All right.
The worst part is it got pressed, too.
Technically, we didn't call Arozarena a hyena, which sounds like an insult. by the way.
Listen, that song is almost identical to ours.
But ours is still better.
It is, of course it's better. It's produced better. It's unbelievable.
Screw you, Rays.
All right,
It's
folks.
not the Rays.
No, it's this dude, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Jeff
I
Passan.
love you, Rays.
Passan.
Screw you, Passan. The Rays, I'm good with you.
hi, son.
Except your location needs to change for the
Yeah.
stadium.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, later today, Roxanne's big story is coming up in a minute. So hang on. Roxanne's big revelation, an item she's sat on for 2 months, and out of nowhere, she hits me up with this. Hey, I'm ready to talk about something. First, though, ladies and gentlemen, at 2:20 this afternoon, 2:20 Eastern Time, your phone is going to go... Meep. Your phone is going to have that shrieking tone. I've got a sample. I'm going to play an example here in just a matter of moments. But, folks, don't be alarmed. It's not the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. At 2:20 this afternoon, it's the National FCC and FEMA Emergency Alert System, EAS test. It's going to start with cell phones first, and then... This is all nationwide and coordinated. All the phone carriers, everyone's going to get the alert message that's going to go off. There's going to be a text that comes up on your phone after it makes the noise. The text is going to read, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is required." But the conspiracy theorists have come out of the woodwork. I'll get to that here in a second. First, though, I want to play an example of what this sounds like. So, unless you have all of these notifications turned off, like Fester, I'm curious because you've got weather, Amber Alert, you've got all notifications. We have an asteroid coming this way, and
I wouldn't know about it.
Your phone's not because you turned off all notifications. Listen, if your own kid was kidnapped, you wouldn't want to get the Amber Alert, apparently.
I would know by then. I mean, I have 2 kids I have to watch out for, and I would know.
Unless you have alerts turned off, everyone is going to get this on their cell phones at 2:20. That's when it's going to commence this afternoon. And you're going to hear that shrill noise. I just want to play a little sample so you know what to expect. The noise is going to sound like this. All right, so that's the noise. Some phones, it might sound like this. That's the dude up in South Carolina that was describing the F-35 crash when the pilot ejected. Yeah. So I think FEMA and the FCC, for this alert that's coming today, they were all gathered around a table, and I think one of the commissioners said,
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Guys!
All right, so that's the noise that's going to happen.
Classic.
With the big test. And before we get to Roxanne's story, the conspiracy stuff is not true. I mean, people are whacked, man. The videos, social media, folks are just whacked. And why do I say this? Because there are people that believe that this cell phone test today is going to initiate a zombie apocalypse. Let me just list some of the conspiracies.
Be a great horror movie.
Some people think that this, or remember Halloween 3, that awful version of the Halloween movies?
The commercial?
With the Maya, happy Halloween. Hey, kids, only 10 more days till Halloween. Silver Shamrock, 10 more days till Halloween. And the hey, kids, gather around the TV set. And remember, it activated some metal plate on the on the mask, and it made snakes and bugs come out of people's heads.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Fester's got it right here. Yeah, roll that, Fester.
All right,
yeah, hit play.
Commercial.
Yeah, hit play.
3,
Just 3, 2. It's on YouTube, so we got to wait for the commercial. Here we go. Hit it.
Go.
Terrible turn. So anyway, that's Silver Shamrock.
I've got something important I have to say about the phone alert. I've gotten multiple text messages from people reminding me to remind you that it's a good idea to warn people who are dealing with domestic violence so they know to turn off any hidden phones they might have.
Yeah, I had the same message. It might be, do you have the first name of the person that sent that?
Starts with an N.
Domestic what?
Hang on a minute. I got a direct message on my Instagram. Starts with an M?
And Nick.
No,
but I've gotten multiple messages.
All right, so we got a couple.
No, I got one from a woman whose name begins with an M. And she said, MJ, you might want to discuss that everyone in a DV situation, domestic violence, if they have an extra phone, turn it off during the emergency alert tomorrow.
Yeah. Extra phone? Why do you have an extra phone?
Well, if you're in a domestic violence situation, you've got an emergency backup phone in case something goes south.
If you're running around on your old lady, you probably have a backup phone.
All right,
now
here's
a lot of precautions.
Here's the deal. Just 2 other things. So the zombie apocalypse is not going to be initiated by the cell phone alert later today. Also, the other ridiculous conspiracy theory is that the tones are going to activate graphene oxide nanoparticles that are in your body because of the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines. This is just bonkers, idiotic crap.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. All right. I mean, what is this? The Kingsman, the Secret Service movie? I mean, what the hell is it? Come on. Now, all right. There's no population control. That's another one. I mean, it's insane. People are also believing, it's going to trigger a Y2K blackout and planes are going to fall out of the air.
No.
Because, I mean, just, folks, stop it with the conspiracy theories. It's a test to make sure that we can all be alerted at the same time. I'm not worried about it. It's not this giant conspiracy.
How do people even know about it? If I didn't do this show, I wouldn't even know about it.
Don't freak it. Listen, it's all over the news. I mean, it's all TV news, all over the cable. Everyone's talking about
MJ's
this
going to
thing.
be the first one to go zombie.
Yeah. All right, folks, it is now time for Roxanne's story here on the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne came to me earlier this week and said, well, actually, you sent an email first.
I did.
You said, and I have the email right here. You sent an email. I have the most insane thing that happened to me about 2 months ago, and I've been trying to decide if I want to share it on the air. I think I'm getting closer to wanting to share it, but I need to talk to you in advance and pick a day when we have lots of listeners, because it's good. Yeah, what day has more listeners? I mean, it's pretty constant.
Today's a good day.
Yeah. Listen, the measuring system is all over the road.
But is midweek listenership higher because you're in the middle of the work week?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Guys, it's hump day. We're at the hump of the week.
So Roxanne has something that happened to her 2 months ago. She wants to discuss it. Roxanne is seemingly suggesting this was life-changing. But then Roxanne sends me ground rules last night.
Yeah, ground rules.
Rules for you during my story. Don't paint me as a one-dimensional, weirdo while I'm telling the story. Feel free to interrupt me as I'm telling the story, but only with high-caliber humor as opposed to rudeness or dumb questions.
Sometimes high-caliber humor is my dumb question.
Roxanne, do you want me to throw something at him every time he interjects?
Yes, please.
I mean, I could throw a pen.
I'm not telling this story to get you or any other listeners to go do this. I don't want to give it away, or to blank. So this is not a for or against argument. Anyway, here's the, ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne's story, something that happened to her 2 months ago that she's finally ready to tell us, which she has characterized as amazing.
Okay, so you know that I think I give a lot emotionally on this show. I think I give the most emotionally. I think you give the most intellectually, MJ. Froggy gives the most physically with his stunts, and Fester is just the most. So
it's a Supertramp song. Give a little bit.
Haven't done the stunt in 2 years.
Give a little bit of my craziness to you.
Built up a hell of a bank.
So this is a very emotional story. It's going to be ups and downs, but I promise it's going to be a lot of laughs and fun. Okay. It's going to start off a little sad. I've told you guys my best friend passed this summer, diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer. And so she passed. And so I was having a hard time with it. And I was at a different friend's house over the summer 2 months ago. And my friend says, I knew that she'd talked to a medium before. And she was like, we're hanging out all day and got to be nighttime. She's like, Roxanne, do you want to call my friend? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And this is the part where, MJ, you think I'm into all this stuff. My father died 6 years ago. I have never talked to a medium. I'm not really into that. Okay.
But
I do like astrology. Yes, I do. I think you're an Aquarius. And but so then she said, I promise you. I'm like, She's like, this isn't fortune telling. This isn't like, oh, this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. It's just, she goes,
your friend talked you into going to like Whoopi Goldberg from the movie Ghost?
Hey.
No, she just.
Hey, no.
What?
Don't interject.
No, he's allowed to interject.
You just threw a pen at my arm.
Roxanne gave me the eye.
No, rule number 3 was interject with only high caliber jokes. I thought that was really good.
Listen, all right, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to follow that up with MJ, the kind of one that Pee Wee Herman went to. It's at the Alamo.
Oh my God! So your friend talks you into going to a medium?
No, calling, calling, because I'm at her house still. I've been there all day and talk. And so we decide she goes, I'm going to call her right now and tell her. I'm going to text her and see if she's available. So she texts her and says, do you have time to talk to us? She goes, yeah, call me in 10 minutes.
Woo.
MJ, Froggy, you can't. Did you hear what he just did? He
Oh,
played a
Stop throwing crap at me.
All right, hey, listen.
That's stung. You threw a Sharpie at me at full pitch.
Listen, Roxanne, if you're going to come into this dojo and tell your story, MJ's going to make his comments too.
No
but
mercy.
I don't want the oohs. Okay, so
You're
listen.
talking about a clairvoyant?
A clairvoyant.
So
Listen,
so
MJ.
far, Roxanne.
Is that a steamed clairvoyant?
Roxanne
All right,
so
sorry.
far
Or a
is
fried clairvoyant?
It's a fried clairvoyant.
MJ, that's a 1. That's a 1. Okay, you get 3, just like my kids. You get to the count of 3. That's a 1.
Did this
what?
woman?
You spank us?
Did the woman you speak to?
Sounds great.
Did the woman you speak to have like a big fruit hat like Miss Cleo?
I spoke to her on the phone. I never saw her. So this is what happened. So my friend says, I promise you.
Oh, you
you're
didn't
just
hold
gonna-
hands at a seance?
No. She says, I promise you, you're just going to feel better after you talk to her. So she gets on the phone with me. All she knows about me is my name. She says, okay, here's my friend Roxanne. We're hiding in my friend's closet because we don't want her husband to hear us or interrupt us.
Right.
So we're in the closet. We call her.
Did you record the phone call?
No, but she told me, she said, get a pen and paper and
Right.
start to write things
Well,
down.
I recorded the phone call. I did.
have questions. I have the answer.
MJ.
Who asked you to go out of town? The stupid young one or the married one? The married one. That's what I thought. Don't go. You hear me?
MJ. You know.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Roxanne.
So we're on the phone, and all she knows about me is my name's Roxanne. And I tell her, my friend and I talk. I go, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let her talk. I'm not going to say a word, right? So first thing she says to me, she said, "There's a father energy. I feel very strong male energy talking right now." I know what you're going to say, 50-50, right? Could be a female energy, could be male energy. She got it right. She got it right. All right. So she says, "Now listen, if you guys ever met my dad, when every person we ever met, whoever commented on, oh, Rob, your daughter's adorable or your daughter's cute or whatever, the first thing he would say is he wouldn't say thank you. He wouldn't say anything like that. He would say, look at me. She got her good looks from me." That is exactly what he would say. All right. So she says this male energy is here. And I was like, okay. She goes, he wants you to, he's telling me you got your good looks from him. It's the first thing she says. Okay.
Okay.
So then she says the number
Are
3.
you paying by the minute?
I knew you were going to ask that, but
How much did you pay for this?
Did you have to put a credit card in,
Yeah.
like punch in the numbers on your credit card?
I didn't pay anything. Okay. So we're going to continue. So then she says, he says, you're always going to be my little girl. My dad definitely said that to me all the time, even in my 30s. Talked about the number. She said the number 3 is important. We would always go to dinner on Valentine's Day. And my dad would be like, I have my 3 Valentines. Even when husbands and Doug were in the picture, he'd be like, sorry, these are my 3 Valentines. And then, so she's just a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go point by point.
Thank you.
But okay, that isn't true. That isn't true. Again.
All right, I'm sorry.
Here comes another one.
Yes,
Don't
that
do
isn't
it.
true.
Before you just threw
Violence
another-
is never the answer, Froggy.
You know what's coming next? I got a cue ball right here.
Whoa.
So then she says he's saying the name like Anthony, Tony, Anthony or Tony, Anthony or Tony. I'm like, what? I go, we're not Italian. So she goes, just write it down. Does it, might not mean anything to you. Just write it down.
Did she say Carmela next?
How is this like psychic phone medium? How is it just available for you to call just on hot standby? And you're at your friend's house.
Yes.
Hey, let's call my psychic medium, and you can get a reading over the phone.
Yes.
Just like instantly, you guys.
Yes, we did.
You're
We did.
having like tea and crumpets, and like,
Yep.
hey, let's call my on-demand standby psychic medium.
That's exactly what happened. I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you the important second thing that was said. And my father drowned, and so she said he wants you to know he can breathe, and that it happened very fast, and everything is fine. He's fine. He can breathe. That was the second thing she told me after Roxanne got her good looks from me. He also said, "Don't call her."
Your friend fed.
No, MJ, she
Let-
would
let her
never
tell her
do
story.
that.
Let her-
She would never do that. My friend would never do that.
What are you?
In
Your
a
friend's
million
not a
years.
carny. What are you doing?
Okay.
Is your friend
so-
a carny?
No.
Can your friend guess my weight?
Now, Roxanne, I
You,
don't.
okay, go ahead. Listen, when I tell this story, I find some things that are very, very like ubiquitous. Like, okay, I can breathe now. Well, everybody who dies stops breathing. So that's kind of, across the board, that's kind of vague. So you can poke holes in this. When I tell this story, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I believe it myself.
I'm not a believer in this stuff.
That's fine.
I think that there are a lot of generalities
I agree.
are thrown out.
I agree.
And I don't believe that this psychic that you were on the phone with at a friend's house was in communication and channeling your beloved deceased father's thoughts.
This isn't a story about your beliefs. This is a story about what I listened to her say on the phone, whether she was... Look, there are three kinds of mediums. One is a charlatan, and they know they're not talking to dead people, and they're just trying to screw you over. The other really is. We don't know that. If they are, they aren't. And the other, maybe they aren't really talking to your dead relative, but they think they are. I can promise you she wasn't a charlatan kind. She was one of the other two. Either she thinks she was or she really was. Okay? I don't know.
Roxanne.
So then he said...
Oh, dude.
Listen.
Roxanne, hang on a minute. I'm getting a message. I'm getting a message now.
Hey, who is this talking?
I'm getting a message.
Okay, this is important.
So
I'm getting a message. It's the Cash Kitty. All right, hang on.
Did the medium know the word?
The Cash Kitty.
Did the medium say the word at 8 o'clock on October 4th?
The Cash Kitty was run over by a car. Yeah, the medium is now communicating with the Cash Kitty. And folks, this hour's word is play. Back to Roxanne's story in a minute. This hour's word is play, P-L-A-Y. So text the word play right now nationwide to 45911 before quarter after for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Roxanne, I want to grab some phone calls on this.
No, not yet. We will eventually, but not yet.
Well, hold on. How long? Wait a minute. How long do you think this segment's going to be?
I haven't even gotten to I haven't scratched the surface of the good stuff.
Well,
you haven't scratched?
I'm
going to scratch it. Let's go.
Get the good stuff right now. Go.
Okay. So he said, don't call her he said, do not call her Roxy. Her name is Roxanne. My dad never wanted anyone to call me anything except Roxanne. And then she started telling me all these things that he said in real life. In real life, the way she captured what he was about. He was like braggadocious, but in a fun way. She's like, he's laughing all the time. Like she just nailed it. You know what?
Oh my
okay,
God,
that's a
you're
3.
a jerk.
You know what? All right, everybody, you can listen to the rest of this story from 10 to 2 today. I'll give it to you in bits and pieces, especially the part where my dad says, play Ticket Tuesday and you will win $5 million and leave these.
No, I thought you said you had the really good stuff.
Wow.
I'm getting to it.
Did she make stuff move in your friend's house?
So was your dad the only person she talked about?
No.
Okay.
Are you guys ready for me to continue?
My God, for real.
We're really,
show some respect.
Okay, so
we're respectfully encouraging you.
Okay, so that I will walk out of this studio. Don't think I won't.
Oh no!
All right. So he says, I'm not going to. No, you know what? I'm not going to do it because I know that the listeners want to hear this. So, he said this name Anthony or Tony, and it didn't mean anything to me at first. So then, a few minutes later, I started to think about it. And I started laughing so hard because Anthony is the first boy that I kissed when I was in 7th grade and we were on a cruise ship, me and my dad and my sister. And my dad would always tease me about it. And he'd be like, oh, Roxanne kissed Anthony, Tony, whatever the guy's name is. Anthony,
how old were you?
I was going into 7th grade. Anthony, by the way, he kissed like this. Watch.
Oh, I was going to ask.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Hey,
it was like super fast, like a lizard tongue.
Did you just get her?
You look like a lizard or something.
Roxanne just did lizard tongue all over the place.
I didn't kiss anyone else after that for like 2 years.
All right.
Okay, so anyways, that was one funny thing. So at this point, I've said nothing to her, not a word, not one word, and she's given me all this. And I'm starting to feel it now. I'm starting to get nostalgic because it's I don't care what your opinion is, MJ. I'm just telling you how I was feeling. So I'm like feeling like all these things I forgot about my dad are coming back to me. So then
That's nice.
Right. And then I said, there's one thing that I'm sad about. I'm sad he didn't get to meet my kids. Right. So then she's like, oh, don't worry that, your children, he's telling me your children keep him alive. And my kid, I'm going to stop crying in a second. I'm fine. So I'm like, I do make my children all the time look at pictures of him and talk about him. They always talk about Grandpa Rob, even though they never met him. So then she said to me, she's like, this is very, very important.
All right, you can't start crying because then you're going to make it difficult for me to poke holes.
Froggy,
stop it.
Let her go. All right. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I just don't believe that.
I don't care if you believe it. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do.
Right.
I don't know if I believe.
This isn't about you, MJ.
It's not about you. It's not about. I don't know if I believe this isn't what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I was feeling. So she goes, this is very important what he wants me to tell you right now. He's saying in the room with you. So me and my girlfriend start laughing because we're like, we don't want him in the room with us. We're just talking a lot of girl crap 10 minutes earlier.
Did like a candelabra fly through the air?
No. Listen, that wasn't it. So when I gave birth to my daughter.
Like the headless specter in the Scooby-Doo cartoon?
When I gave birth to my first daughter, it was a rough go, as most pregnancies are. And this is a long thing. It's middle of the night. And I finally was able to do it. And I was holding her. And Doug told me a week later, he goes, I don't want to freak you out, but I looked in the corner of the room. Doug is not like this. He's not like this. He's like you guys, but he's like, I saw your dad sitting in the chair.
No, stop me, God. I want to go to phones on this.
No, you're not. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm going to continue.
I want to look. Well, how long?
Doug saw it?
Listen, I want to go to. Let me load up phones.
We'll talk to Doug.
Load them up, but I have more to say.
So
that's going to blow your mind.
Now, Dig Doug, you're claiming saw your deceased father sitting in a chair in the room? Doug. Oh my!
All right, how many White Claws did he have that day?
Oh my!
Listen,
all right, let's go to phones.
That was what he was referring to in the room.
Let me give out the number.
And I go, oh my gosh, I know what that is. It's because I tell that story to people.
Let me give out the phone number: 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Folks, I'd love you. You've heard a lot from Roxanne. Listen, I'm not a Johnny-come-lately as far as being a skeptic. It's not Roxanne. There's nothing personal here for Roxanne. I'm not attacking Roxanne's story. It's not a personal thing. I have always been skeptical. I don't believe in mediums and psychics. I just don't believe in it. Let's grab calls on this. So you've heard portions of Roxanne's story, and Roxanne is a little more. Then we'll go to phones. 800-990-1047. Roxanne's been holding on to this for 2 months, and finally, earlier this week, says, hey, I got something I want to talk about. I've now decided I want to talk. 2 months later, look at the phones. Every line is jammed.
I'm enjoying it, Roxanne.
800-990-1047. That's how you get on. I want to grab your phones. 800-990-1047. And Roxanne, and listeners, don't take my skepticism or, poking holes or, don't take it personally. This is not, we love Roxanne. It's just, I wouldn't believe this if it was somebody else or,
I hate to tell you this, but you haven't, I'm happy that you haven't lost anyone as close to you as I was to 2 people who I've lost. So you don't think about this stuff as much.
No, but Roxanne,
I don't want you to. You're not there yet, but someday you will.
Listen, and of course, it's life. Things are going to happen, but don't try to guilt me into feeling bad about my disbelief of some psychic on a phone.
You're very confused about this because I've told you I don't know if I believe this. I'm repeating the story because it affected me. I don't know that I believe. Sometimes when I tell the story to other friends, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of vague. But I want to tell you how it made me feel and the revelation it made me have.
So, MJ, let her finish.
Can I go to phones here in a moment? Can you just say?
I'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up
with 2 quick things.
Yep.
Then my friend came in. She said, "I'm someone with the letter J." Well, my friend's name began with the letter J. We started talking. I was very worried when she passed. About being in pain, and she said, "First thing I want you to know is I feel so good." I told her so many things in the hospital when I didn't know if she could or could not still hear me, and she said that stuff back to me. She said, your daughter has a beautiful singing voice. She said the color purple, and my friend got me this purple bracelet after her mom gave it to me after. I know these are vague things. You could pick any color and find some relevance, but I'm just going to leave you with this about my friend.
Roxanne, we've known you for 3 years, and I love knowing you. I love you being part of the show. But you know that I've always been skeptical. And
this isn't about you.
It's not about you, MJ. The story isn't about you. You're the host of this show.
But you're telling a story.
But you're telling the story, and I'm offering my opinion.
Again and again and again, it's the same opinion.
Fester, just clam it up. But this is not a Johnny-come-lately deal for me.
Fried clams or steamed clams?
Whether it's you or somebody else, I've always been
Good for you. I'm a skeptic too. That's the part of it.
All right, so what are the final things you want to say before we grab calls?
So then she said, she's talking to me about a drawing that your daughter did. She's telling me about a drawing your daughter did with hearts and with little hearts and rainbows. And the day prior, my daughter, here, Fester, you can hand my phone to him. That's the drawing that my daughter did.
Hearts and rainbows.
Little hearts.
And a big rainbow.
So you're telling me that this picture, which I'm showing on MJ TV right now, you're claiming that your daughter drew this a couple of days before you were on the phone with Miss Cleo?
The day before.
The day before you were talking to the psychic on the phone at your friend's house. And so your daughter, well, listen, kids draw hearts and rainbows. Well, wait, I don't see any hearts. Where the I do see
they're little.
Right. No, I see the hearts.
Little.
All right, so you're saying that your daughter drew this picture the day before the phone call with the psychic.
Yes.
And then what exactly did the psychic say a day later?
Little hearts and rainbows. A drawing. She's telling me a drawing about little hearts and rainbows.
In what context?
That's all she said. She said, your friend is telling me about a drawing with little hearts and rainbows. And that's exactly what my daughter drew.
So her friend saw the picture that Roxanne's daughter drew.
Whoa.
So, and okay, so this is the repeated message. And this is what I want people who have lost someone to, my friend also said, keep traveling, you entertain me. The whole time we had a relationship on Earth, anytime I go on a trip, I'm calling her the whole time for the trip, telling her what's going on. And so, anyways, a lot of stuff that really resonated with me. Whether it's true or not, whether it's vague or not, whatever, this is what I took from this conversation, and I want to share it with people who've lost someone. Talk about your family member who you've lost because it keeps them alive. I knew that.
Listen, I have no problem with remembering, and of course we should remember our loved ones. We should cherish the time. We're going to feel sad. We're going to be upset. My issue has nothing to do with that. you
don't have an issue. This is a story you're listening to. You have no issue.
No, it just has to do with a psychic. And I don't. They're experts at throwing out all kinds of generalities. Fester, this is a conversation. It's not a Roxanne monologue.
Let her get it out.
Suddenly you're all sympathetic, Mr. All right, go ahead, Roxanne.
Okay, all I want to say is it really got me thinking about what happens when we die. And I believe in heaven. That's my belief. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people think we take a dirt nap. I believe we have a spirit. We're not a computer that you can go smash and then it just doesn't exist. We still have something inside of us. And I realized what drew me into what she was saying, I don't know if I believe her or not. I don't know if she was hoodwinking me, but I felt the personality or the spirit of my two lost loved ones who I knew very, very, very well. But what was different about them is that it was absent of pain or of shame or like addiction or anything that we deal with on this earth that holds us down. That is what happens to your spirit when you die. Like, you don't have any of that. Right. And it just gave me a lot of comfort. And I know other people have lost people and wonder what happens. And I think it's all good.
All right, Cheryl's in Riverview. Cheryl, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Cheryl.
Good morning. How are you? So I am of the same mindset of Roxanne. So I do believe there are charlatans and they're fakers, but I've had a couple of run-ins myself with a couple of psychics that really freaked me out. And one I will share with you, encounter happened early 90s, back in the days of the Ron and Ron show. They used to have some guy on there, and I really didn't believe him, and I called in, and I was told that my mother was killed in a car accident, a freak accident, and she was decapitated.
Oh, my
and
God.
Was the guy have a white wig? Is he Gary Spivey?
Right? I'm like, no way, that's so crazy. Jeez. So let's fast forward later on, and I'm adopted, and I never knew who my mother was until Ancestry.com and DNA revealed who my family is.
Oh, no. Then you found a news story about her being decapitated in a car accident?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Wow. I found my family. I found my family to confirm it, and I found the death certificate. So explain that. I have no idea, but that is crazy, and it happened, and it's true.
Wow.
Yeah, it
was Gary Spivey. He's good.
Cheryl, thanks for the call.
And that hair.
Heidi,
Cheryl?
Heidi in Mulberry. Hello, Heidi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, everybody. So my granddaughter, when she was about 4, it's Thanksgiving, and we're headed out for the day, and she had never met my mother, and yet she sits beside me, and she said, I just want to tell you I talked to your mom. And I was like, oh, really now? Because she had never met my mother. And she said, and she just wanted me to tell you that she does not want turkey for dinner. She just wants a hamburger from McDonald's with extra onions. Now, we talked about my mom a lot. And again, she's just a little child. I believe people know things. I don't know if I believe in psychic, but I believe people have some sort of intuition that they know things. And it's kind of creepy. So for that whole year of her life, she would just randomly pop off with the fact that she knew things about my mother, someone that she had never met. She had only ever seen pictures of, and we never discussed what she ate or anything, just like this is your great-grandma or this and that. But, so put a little bit of thought into it and believe what you feel you need to believe and just go with that.
All right, Heidi, thanks for the call. Rebecca's in Tampa. Rebecca, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, yeah, I texted Roxanne the other day. Hi, Roxanne.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm with Roxanne on this one. I think I have a lot of skepticism too, but my mother actually had an experience, not me. My mom had her best friend in college was kind of like emotionally troubled. I don't know if it was a disorder or something, but just had a lot of emotional breakdowns and things like that, and ended up killing herself when she was in her 50s. And my mom had a medium come to our house. I wasn't living there at the time, but she had a medium come to her house, and after her parents died, so this was many, many years after her friend committed suicide.
So what happened?
So the medium came in, and there's a lot of pictures around, like just family pictures and whatever, and there's a framed photograph of a postcard. And the medium came and picked up the framed photograph of a postcard. You'd have no idea that it's a postcard. It just looks like a picture of like a New Orleans street.
And what happened?
And that was like, and the medium said, "Oh, I'm gravitated towards this picture. Is this really important?"
Well, if you've got a picture in a frame in your house, then obviously there's some importance to the picture. That's just generalization, and that's
there's a story. There's a story associated with this picture. Like someone's telling me that this is like a really important picture, and the picture was the last letter that my mom received from her best friend that committed suicide right before she committed suicide.
All right, listen, a lot of intricate stories here. It's just, I think there are explanations for everything, and there's just the psychics, by and large, they know how to hone in on generalities. They play the game of averages, and they play the odds with a lot of their pokes and guesses. Thanks for the call. 800,
that's what you think.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, a couple of additional calls, then we got to move on. But, Roxanne has certainly delivered a very, thought-provoking segment here.
Except for the parts where you're poking your little nose in.
I mean, those parts really didn't invoke any thought at all.
No,
I'm going to be
repetitive.
I'm going to be the same person that I am, whether it's a Roxanne story or not. I've always been skeptical of this. Suddenly, with Roxanne's story, I'm not going to be like, "Oh my God, I believe you." That's amazing.
That's not it.
That.
You are missing the whole point. All we were saying was don't interrupt her so damn much. That's all we were saying.
Mr. Interrupter, suddenly you're Mr. Johnny Do-Good over here. All right, Jill's in Largo. Jill, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Son of a bitch.
Hello.
Hello, Jill. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead.
Hello. Sorry, I was listening on the app on my other phone so I could hear all the stories while I was working.
Yeah.
I got another phone so I could call you guys and not miss out on.
Give me more details about your life.
Hold on. You have two phones, one to listen to us on and one to call people on?
Well, I have two phones for my social retail business and my cleaning business.
Right. So, anyway, I love the commitment. Thank you, Jill.
What do you sell?
At the same time. It's so awesome. But anyway, Roxanne, my mother, when she passed away, my grandmother came in the room as a rainbow figure. And people do support you even when they're gone in the afterlife. They come back to you and they tell you that they love you. And if you just listen to them, they're really there. And I just want to tell you I support you 100%.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you.
Holly is in Mulberry. Holly, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Go.
Hi, good morning. Roxanne, I agree with you. Okay, I've never been to a psychic. However, my mother-in-law at the age of 95 passed away 5.5 years ago. And I was taking my dogs for a walk. And there was Mom in the window. I saw her standing there. And every once in a while, this woman that I loved so much, she turns off the dining room light on us.
She turns the dining room light off?
I believe
All right, okay.
the dining room light will shut off.
Sounds like you need to call an electrician, but that's just my opinion.
And no. We don't need no electrician. It's Mommy. She is always there. And Roxanne, I support you on this. Like I say, I have never, ever been to a psychic.
Holly, thanks for the
Thank
call.
you.
I appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, Holly. Phones have exploded. All right, Andrew, no more calls. Let me just clear the board here. And listen, folks, you never know what you're going to get from the MJ Morning Show. That's the beauty is you turn the show on any given day. You have no idea what could be coming your way. Wendy is in Venice. Wendy, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Wendy. Go ahead.
So I agree with the generalities on things, but mine was so specific, it blew me away. I went to this, somebody gave me a gift, and they for medium, and she read from a regular deck of cards. She told me, don't tell me anything, only answer yes and no to my questions. So I shuffled the cards, I put them down, and I said my first name, and that was it. So when these people come in, she feels them physically. And my father-in-law passed away, and she says, I feel something in my throat. She says, and she said, and my father-in-law died of esophageal cancer. So she says, who's Bill? And I said, my dad. And she says, is he with us? And I said, yeah. And she said, he's not with us. I went, oh, that's my father-in-law. That's my father-in-law. My father's name's Bill. So she pulled his name from, I have no idea where. And she said, he wants to tell you something. And she said, he wants you to know that you are good for his son. And that made complete sense to me because I found out later on my ex was a narcissistic, bad person. And I didn't know that at the time. But so he told me that. She also told me that I was moving. I was not, in my mind, I had the house in my dreams. I was not moving. She said, well, you're moving. And then she told me my ex was having an affair. And I was like, no way. There was no way in heck I thought he was having an affair. So she was telling me all this stuff. And then a year later, all this stuff came true. Every last bit of it. She felt when my mother came in, the weird thing was when my mother came in, she said, I feel something on my chest. My mother died of breast cancer. And when I asked her about it, she looked and she says, it's complete dark. I don't see anything. So that was really strange that my mother, when my mother died, it was purple and yellow flowers. That was her funeral, her father's, favorite colors. And when that summer in my sister's lawn that she's been living in for 15 years, the whole grass came up with little yellow, purple, and yellow flowers in her entire lawn.
Oh, that's like a movie or something. Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate the call.
Just zip it up. Just zip it up, man.
The only guy to call in so far is Jason in Tampa. Jason, you're up. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing well.
MJ, you really let me down today. You were so non-sympathetic to letting her speak. It seems like, and even when she was getting emotional, you slid a joke in. Fester, I thank you for standing up. Normally, your MJ's, yes, man, but today you even tried to stand up and let her speak.
Hey, you shut up, Jason.
Normally, you're right.
I will. After I'm finished, I will. Yes, sir. But the thing was, Fester, but MJ, it seems like if it's not about you, you can't wait. You'll go into detail about an Oju rice maker that makes 6 grains a millimeter and you served it with this pate. It's like, dude, we get it, but let's hear from the female.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe, I get it. You don't have to believe, but let's hear her experience.
Good
we
point,
never
Scott.
even got to truly hear her. If you ask up the guy who filters your call.
Jason, but listen, dude, Jason, we've spent.
Doing it again. I'm going to finish. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Jason, we've spent 35 minutes on this now.
Do you know you would have spent less on it if you'd have let her just straight talk?
That's true.
Yes, Jason.
Do your interruptions
with you.
and jokes.
Jason, thank you. Listen.
Even when she was getting teary-eyed, you said, "Oh, that's going to make it harder for me to make a joke." Like, whoa.
Yeah. But Jason,
Roxanne, what did the text line look like?
I mean,
Jason, all right. But listen, that's the show, man. I mean, you know.
Listen.
I know it's the MJ show, and you never let us forget it's the MJ show. And you're plum, and you know, what is it?
Hey, Jason.
We all have to let's tell 3 people about MJ, and let's up to his social media with MJ, and MJ social media.
That's a good impression.
Hey, Jason,
all right, this guy's got my number.
Jason, tell me everything you've learned about rice cookers in the last 2 weeks.
Jason, have a great day. That could be the best call of the day.
He's right.
All right, Megan,
He's right.
He's 100% right. All right, Megan is in Bartow. Megan, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, y'all. So I just want to say that to Roxanne, you believe in what makes you comfortable. If that brings you comfort for you and your beautiful family, then you believe it. I've been a nurse for 23 years, and things that have happened and I've experienced personally from patients that pass, you can't explain that. So I do know that there are angels out there that come down to visit us from time to time. So you just believe in what you feel makes you comfortable and brings happiness. I love y'all. Have a good day. I got to go clock into work. Y'all, I love y'all.
Thank
that's
you.
fine. Sorry to hold you up.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so Megan, you don't hate me for what I do?
I don't hate anybody.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Megan. All right, Deanna. All right, 2 more calls, and I got to move on because we gotta shift gears, and I'll just shift the subject a little bit. Deanna is St. Pete. Deanna, second to last call on this. Go ahead.
Hey, nice to talk to you finally after years. My first time getting through to you.
Well, you're on.
I went to Renaissance Festival with a girlfriend one time, and she said, "Let's go to this card reader." No, that's stupid. She goes, "No, let's try it." Okay, whatever. Well, when she read my card, she said, "Well, you have a boyfriend, and he's already gone." I said, "That's silly. We live together, and we pay rent together. We do everything together. You know, that's stupid." I come home, and he didn't come home. Well, that's kind of odd. Well, maybe he got drunk somewhere, you know, whatever. So next day, he still didn't come home.
Jeez.
On the third day, I texted, I said, "Are you either in jail, you're dead, or what happened to you?" And he goes, "No, he left, and he went to another woman. He's living with another woman."
I thought you were going to say dead.
Before I even
I
knew
thought you were going to say he like. I thought you were going to say he like was at a construction accident and got run over by a steamroller or something.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Nope.
All right,
Just like you said, he's already gone.
All right, Deanna, thank you very much. I appreciate you getting through finally. Okay.
Finally, thanks.
You bet.
What day are you going to the Renaissance Festival?
Right.
I'm going to leave that.
Last call on this. Donna in Valrico will have the last word. Hello, Donna Valrico. Go.
Hi. My daughter's a psychic, and she's been for about 8 years. She didn't realize.
Just what? Just she decided 8 years ago she's going to be a psychic?
No, she never realized, in other words, what.
Does she have like a crystal? Does she have a storefront? The crystal ball? What does she do? How does she?
No, just talking to the person.
All right. What is her regular job? What does she do for a living?
She is now dying with.
She's what? What?
She's dying with double multiple myeloma.
Oh, jeez, my God. All right.
Okay,
Listen,
yes.
I wish your daughter the best, and hopefully she's getting good treatment, okay?
Yeah, but I wanted to say she helped the police. She helped detectives in the past try and locate the bodies of people.
Oh, man.
And she did so.
So sorry.
So she's a real psychic. And my great-granddaughter, now, in other words, she's 6 years old, and she could go down 60 and say, "No, turn. Don't go down there. Don't go down there." Or over a bridge. Before even knowing it, as far as there's an accident there, and there was a three-car crash.
All right, well,
Jeez, that's amazing.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. Maybe she has Google Maps.
No, she doesn't.
All right, thank you,
Donna.
Donna, thank you. I appreciate it.
We need to play like Walking on Sunshine or something, something happy to transition because.
Oh man,
poor Donna.
Yeah, Froggy asked about the text line. We've never had this many texts. There are, I don't know.
How many are mad at MJ?
Hundreds. It's not. It's just like showing a lot of love for the show, for everybody. That's
How many are mad at
nice,
MJ?
all
though?
nice.
That's what I want to know.
100%.
Well,
But they know I'm in the text line.
100% are mad at me?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They know who's reading these texts, so
Gotcha. All right. Shifting, a 180, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
yes.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Very good,
You're
Roxanne. That was
welcome.
great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Don't you guys agree?
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome for emotional, personal content.
Look at that. And look at all the lines. That was good engagement.
I don't believe in the
It's not the
psychic.
point.
And
We don't care what you
Not the
believe.
I know.
We
no
don't
one
care.
believes. I don't believe in the.
I don't think I do. Okay.
So, moving along. McDonald's, 2 McDonald's stories this morning.
Oh my God, I think I'm psychic. I knew you were going to talk about McDonald's. Oh my God. Is the McRib back?
Yes.
Oh my God, really? I'm psychic. Holy crap. Oh, shut up.
Now, remember last year McDonald's said the McRib was going away forever, and I said, BS, they're not taking the McRib away. Well, guess what? After McDonald's said that the McRib was gone forever, I'm a psychic too. I said a year ago, when McDonald's said that the McRib was disappearing forever, I said, no, the McRib is going to come back. They're going to make another splash. And my God, I'm telepsychic. And I'm 100% right. Yeah, McRib. Remember they had the farewell tour? It was like the McRib Grand Farewell Tour last year.
It's back.
Yep. And I said on the show, I'm like, the McRib is coming back. Don't fall for this, that the McRib is disappearing forever.
It's like the Stones.
And the McRib is coming back again. Yep. Oh, boy, yeah. So the McRib will be back in November again at locations all across the country.
They are delicious.
Yeah. I'm a psychic because I told you last year that the McRib was coming back.
You had one of those, MJ?
I've had numerous
Ever?
McRibs
Yeah,
over the
Yeah,
years.
they're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say, I don't think I've had one lately. I haven't had one last, 5 years
Me
or so.
either.
Now, it was gone for a while, right? It was gone for a number of years, like in the mid 2010s, and then it came back, I think, in 2020. And then last year they said, oh, this is it. Final McRib tour. No more McRibs. And then, whoop, they just announced yesterday, yep, McRib is back. It's like tag team back again. All right. And then this is getting a lot of coverage. A guy threw, and you see the guy in the pickup truck in the drive-through window at a McDonald's here in Florida, and the guy looks like a normal put-together guy and throws a cup of hot coffee back on the manager through the drive-through window over a penny. This happened here in Florida. It happened in Miami Springs, and a guy's been arrested for throwing hot coffee on a McDonald's manager. This guy flew into a rage over the breakfast order. Now, the dude's name is Elazar Ravello, 64 years old. He turned himself in earlier this week. They booked him into jail on a felony battery charge. The incident happened on August 25th. Caught on video, because they've got video outside, inside. They got video that's showing the worker at the drive-thru through the window. All these fast food restaurants, they've got video going. The coffee drinker, who was getting coffee and some other items at McDonald's, apparently got into a fight regarding the price. I mean, what kind of fight do you get in? I mean, you order some items. I mean, hello. So they get into a fight over the amount that he was charged, and that's a quote directly out of the police affidavit. Now, the shift manager was Naib Garcia, and she gave an interview to Channel 10 down in Miami, WPLG Local 10, and she said that the argument was over 1 cent. 1 penny.
How is it?
That is crazy. And the footage from the surveillance video shows the guy in the driver's seat of the vehicle having some kind of a verbal altercation with this female employee at the drive-thru. And the woman hands him the cup of coffee, and then the customer slaps it away and it causes the liquid to just fly all over the woman's body.
Yeah, the way she's holding it, like by the rim.
And her arm. And he flicks it and flings it so the hot coffee goes all over her.
Oh, wow.
And this is like going, viral. The video it's being shown on cable TV news. It's showing up on the Today Show and Good Morning America and all that stuff. So over a penny. I mean, this is nuts. So this guy apparently was a regular customer at this Miami Springs McDonald's. He would order a sausage McMuffin with an egg on the side and then a discounted senior coffee because he's over the age of 55. But on this particular day, August 25th, he had a fight with the drive-thru attendant on how much he was charged.
Wait, you didn't get a senior discount of a penny?
Who the heck? It was a 1 penny argument, apparently. And I mean, this guy's got a felony rap now. It's a crazy story here. Yeah, the dude was released on a $5,000 bond, and he's going to have a court date on a felony battery charge for flinging hot coffee all over this worker. Yeah, Fester.
This is the manager from the McDonald's from Channel 10 in Miami.
All right, go. Roll the audio. Here we go.
Slaps it away and speeds off.
Here we go.
Shift manager Naib Garcia says that guy is a regular.
He orders a sausage McMuffin with a round egg separately, and he orders a senior coffee. I believe that's what I was told.
But on August 25th, he was not loving it. You said this was over a penny?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what the rest of the crew told me. It was over a penny.
Miami Springs police arrested 64-year-old Eliza Rivera.
There we go.
Wow.
Wow, naive.
Naive,
yeah, not naive.
Oh, I thought it was naive. I was like, that's a great name.
Naive.
The shift manager. Hey, if you have Halloween decorations that are too realistic, we've had stories in the past where police, fire, rescue have been called. I know with some of the mannequins that people will hang from trees. I know that over the years, at least a couple of times,
Last year we did.
There's a dead body swinging. It looked like a dead body swinging from a tree.
And then someone called 911. I can't remember where that was. But I know that over the years, we've talked about realistic Halloween decorations that are so real looking that people actually call the police thinking that there's some gruesome scene going on. Well, we've got a new one. We got a brand new one. And guess what? It has to do with... Oh, my God, there's a fire. You know the little, the orange lights and you have got, the little fan that blows like the orangey crepe paper and it makes it look like there are flames in the window? Well, there's a story of a house in Glens Falls, New York, which actually is right in the area where that 9-year-old girl was kidnapped by that psycho guy at the campground. Right in that area. And a family in Glens Falls, New York, put up this incredibly realistic Halloween decoration. The entire neighborhood got tricked. And on Saturday, the Glens Falls Fire Department got a call about a confirmed working structural fire at this house.
Right, have you seen the video of this house?
I have. I have video. I have the still pictures in the story that I printed out. And apparently, this woman calls 911 and says,
"Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire."
So
okay, if you just walked by this place,
looks like it's on fire.
If you just drove by, I would bet my life that this house is fully involved in fire.
It is incredibly realistic, at least from the video.
Oh, my God.
Andrew, can you grab this video and put it up on mjmorningshow.com?
Smoke.
Grab Andrew's in there talking to himself. Andrew, can you what are you saying in there? Andrew, what are you saying?
I'm looking for a copy of it that I can put on our website.
Well, no, just put a link. I mean, this is a YouTube video.
It's a YouTube. Sky News put this one up. It's a 20-second video.
Yeah, so just grab the YouTube link. So, Fester, just send Andrew the link and he can put it up. Folks, give us a few minutes and Andrew, our producer, will get the image of the house fire, which is not. It's just a Halloween decoration, but it looks like there's fire in the front door, fire in the front window. It looks like there's fire up in the upstairs window in the center of the upper part of the house. I mean, it at least from the video from the street, it looks pretty realistic.
I mean, it's impressive. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Without being there to actually witness it firsthand, would I have called the cops or would I have walked a little closer to get a little, I don't know. It's hard for me to, kind of like Monday morning quarterback this, but the video looks pretty freaking realistic. Yeah, the Glens Falls Fire Department said that the spectacle was the result of 2 LED lights, a box fan, a silver sheet, and fog machine. People were amazed by the creativity and how realistic it actually was. And the fire department responds. They said on their Facebook page, this is the Glens Falls, New York Fire Department, tonight, crews were dispatched to the area of Sanford Street for a report of a confirmed structure fire. To our surprise, this was an amazing Halloween decoration. Thank you to the gracious owner for permission to post. This display will be up Friday and Saturday nights for the public's entertainment until the end of the month. The fire department wrote this on their Facebook page. Well, all right, it's posted. So when you get a chance and you can safely go view this, don't get into a fiery crash trying to watch this while you're driving. So wait until you get to a safe spot. Go to mjmorningshow.com. Go to mjmorningshow.com. Near the top, look for the little square that reads As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. Click on that and then look for the little headline link, and that'll take you to the YouTube video so you can see this insanely creative, amazingly realistic Halloween decoration fire, multiple locations inside this house. Fire. It's unbelievable. Hey, a little update on, I'm thinking of instituting a Taylor Swift ban on the show. Should I do that?
There are so many Taylor Swift stories coming out. It's like,
I know.
It's too much.
Should we do a, you know what? Let me ask the audience here quickly. Let's, the phone call, we had a lot of downer phone calls on the whole Roxanne seance deal or psychic thing. Telepsychic. Let me try to refresh the phone lines here.
It was a refreshing story if you listened and didn't talk the whole time.
I did listen, Roxanne, but I mean, it wasn't a 30-minute Roxanne monologue. I mean, we had to have a conversation on the thing.
Yeah, we
All
did.
All right, now, I don't regret it. Now, I want to go to calls on this. Folks, should we make this show Taylor Swift free? So if we have like Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce or the related stories, what are your thoughts? Should we expunge anything Taylor Swift from this show? Listen, I'm honest. I'm not a fan. I find her to be totally contrived and stilted, and everything is orchestrated. There's nothing that is like natural and human-like. I find it to be just very orchestrated and robotic. Now, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, I've got no problem with that. To each their own. As long as what you're doing doesn't hurt somebody, as long as what you're doing is legal, I have no problem with your likes and dislikes. If you're a Taylor Swiftie, then you have at it. Live and let live, baby. But as far as the MJ Morning Show goes, I got a couple of additional Taylor Swift items here. So my question, should we make this show totally Taylor Swift free? Should we remember there was a celebrity at some point. Who did we kind of ban and bar from the show?
I think we had a Paris Hilton ban.
You know what? Years ago, I think we did that. It was Paris Hilton. Did we have a Kim Kardashian ban at one point? I'm trying to remember.
We might have.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Now, I'm going to deliver just a couple of these items, and then I'll grab some phone calls on whether you think we ought to institute just a Taylor Swift blackout on this show. Sort of like when Spectrum and Disney were having an argument, just
black it right out.
I'm going to put up a black screen on the show that says, yes, due to a carriage dispute, we're banning Taylor Swift. I'm just going to take one round of calls. Yes or no, should we institute just a Taylor Swift news blackout on this show and just not even bring her up? But before I do, did you see NBC is being called out for Sunday Night Football? I've read numerous stories now Like this one's from Sports Illustrated on how NBC embarrassed themselves by like fawning and falling over Taylor Swift. Do you know how many times they showed Taylor Swift on NBC's Sunday Night Football? How many during the broadcast? How many times did they show Taylor Swift? Froggy started off.
3 times.
No. Next. Fester, how many times?
I mean, if they showed her twice pregame, twice a quarter, 10 times?
That is incorrect. No one's gone over yet. Roxanne,
give her some space.
How many times did NBC show Taylor Swift on TV in the box during the game on Sunday night?
41.
Oh, that...
Quite a jump.
From 10 to 41.
Nah, you just made the mountain climber go right over the cliff.
What was it, 25 times?
17 times.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot. I mean, really, to cut away to Taylor Swift 17 times on the NBA, that's just too much. And this is not me. This is from SportsIllustrated.com. And from start to finish, the Chiefs-Jets game was hard to stomach for a legitimate fan. And listen, a lot of sports analysts are saying, you know, Taylor Swift and this whole little bromance or whatever the heck it is with the Chiefs tight end, Travis Kelce, that it's taken away from the football. It's like, folks, people want to watch football. They don't want this tabloid-esque Taylor Swift involvement here. So a lot of people are saying enough is enough.
I mean, they don't show her instead of plays, do they?
Yeah, I mean,
they missed 2 touchdowns showing Taylor Swift. No, I'm kidding. They didn't miss 2 touchdowns.
3rd and 4 for the Jets. Oh, we missed it. There's Taylor Swift. Next to Patrick Mahomes' wife.
So NBC 17 times they showed. That's excessive.
Patrick Mahomes' wife is like, thanks for coming. I really appreciate you.
Give me a break. And now Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they talk every day. He's completely smitten with her, according to her. Listen, I
think... They
think...
show them looking at each other, like, when he's on the field and she's, it's so douche chilly.
Let me tell you right now that I think this is manufactured. I think they are both getting
I hate it.
An enormous... Do you know how much publicity? Do you know how much this is adding to Taylor Swift's brand? And even more so to the Travis Kelce brand? We had a story earlier this week that Travis Kelce could make $10 million in endorsements and other ancillary money because of this whole Taylor Swift bromance deal.
Just $10 million? I feel like I've seen him in more ads in the last 2 weeks than I ever have before.
Yeah, but
really.
Those were done a long time ago. They didn't just whip these up in 26 hours. So, again, Taylor Swift is an NFL distraction, and a lot of the serious fans and the analysts and the commentators, even the ones that aren't saying anything are like rolling their eyes and like, oh my God, can we just play football? All right, I want to take phone calls here before we go to break. Every line is loaded. I've asked you, the MJ Morning Show listener, a question. Should we go Taylor Swift free on this program and just not deal with anything Taylor Swift ever again?
It's like Taylor fatigue, really.
Jackson in Clearwater. Jackson, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I mean, I listen to you guys every day on my way to work. It's about a half an hour drive. And any time that you mention Taylor Swift is the only time that I ever turn it off.
What about all the downer phone calls during the Roxanne Seance segment?
I would rather listen to 2 hours of just that phone call than you mentioning Taylor Swift for 5 minutes.
Awesome. All right, thank you. This is why I'm taking phone calls, because I really value listener input. Thanks, Jackson. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Christy is in Bushnell. Hello, Christy. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yes, 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 and yes. I love the Kansas City Chiefs, and I don't even watch their games.
All right, so you want me to remove all elements of Taylor Swift from any future broadcast?
Yes, I do. Like I said, I don't even like to watch the Chiefs games anymore, and they're one of my favorite teams.
Okay, because of Taylor Swift. All right, thank you, Christy. I appreciate it. Sherry's in Bradenton. Hi, Sherry. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. Please go Swiftless.
Go.
As soon as possible.
All right, that's, man, she's not doing well here. It's 3 Swiftless now. Thank you, Sherry. That opened up a line, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Should we go Swiftless? No more Taylor Swift on the MJ Morning Show unless she's in like a fiery bus wreck. Or,
something tragic happens. Well, that's the exception.
Hell, Jimmy, you laughing?
Jimmy's laughing.
Jimmy laughs. Jimmy likes to laugh.
Jimmy thinks you're
Man,
funny.
Jimmy's.
I tell you what,
Yes, Jimmy.
This is that's the only time I want to hear. Not that I want anything tragic to happen.
Yeah, I don't want anything tragic to happen either, but
yeah, I am so sick of it. And you're saying 17 times they broke away to show her in the skybox.
Yep.
That's just utterly ridiculous.
It is.
If she's a distraction, she needs to go.
Jimmy, thanks for the call. Jimmy likes the MJ Morning Show.
Thanks for the call, Jimmy.
I love the MJ Morning Show.
Jimmy loves the MJ Morning Show. Jimmy, what's Jimmy doing for dinner tonight?
Probably going to have a Stromboli from Capri Pizza here in Zephyrhills.
Oh, that sounds good. Jimmy likes Stromboli.
Stromboli.
Jimmy's a Stromboli fan. All right, Jimmy, you know what we're
Jimmy
doing?
doesn't get the bit.
Jimmy, you know what we're doing, right?
Yeah, you're making fun of me.
No. The whole Jimmy thing.
We're very specifically making fun of you, not just arbitrarily.
It's the Jimmy segment. It's the Jimmy dude from Seinfeld.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not the Jimmy Legs. That's a whole different episode, I think. All right, thanks for the call. Phones are loaded on this. Robert is in Trinity. Robert, Taylor Swift, yes or no, MJ Morning Show in the future?
I'd say you have a Taylor-free Tuesday and Thursday.
There you go.
Yeah, like 2 days no Taylor.
I'm putting you down as a no. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nancy's in Bradenton. Hey, Andrew, this is the last batch of calls. I got to take a break. We're running late. Nancy, Taylor Swift, on or off the MJ Morning Show?
I say take her off. Yes, take her off because she's got enough publicity. It's on the news. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Look at that. No one has said keep Taylor Swift content on the show. Nobody. Rich in Dunedin. Rich, MJ Morning Show. Taylor Swift, on or off?
Complete ban, please. Complete ban.
Complete ban.
Complete ban.
Not a fan wants a complete ban. Thank you, Rich.
Yep.
All right. She's not doing too well. All right, 2 more calls, and I got to take a break because we're running late. I'm like 4 minutes late here, 5 minutes late. Nico's in Tampa. Taylor Swift, on or off the MJ Morning Show as far as content?
I think only Hal is the one who should talk about Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Oh, we'll have some Taylor news coming up this Friday during Hal Herman Headlines.
Only Hal Herman can talk.
That's right. All the latest.
Thank you.
Really?
Have a good one. And then last call on this, Hector in Tampa. Hector, Taylor Swift, on or off the MJ Morning Show?
I want her off the MJ Morning Show because this is the MJ Morning Show. Nobody should be allowed to talk but MJ.
Is this Jason again?
Wow. Jason's cousin Hector.
Or Hal Herman.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Hector.
All right, this isn't a public access show. Hector.
Nobody said keep Taylor content on the MJ Morning Show. No one.
Man, I wish I never smashed that Taylor Swift guitar. It might be worth something right now.
Right. 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show. All right. I don't know where the time went this morning. Well, I know where 40 minutes went, but that's
yes.
The best part of it.
All right. Now, let me take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get into hour number 4. So 9 o'clock hour is ahead, and we have a lot of stuff coming up. I had like food story 1, 2, 3, and 4 we got to get to. Froggy, I got a medical warning for you, and I'm sure you have no idea what it's about.
So lame.
I have one guess.
Lame.
All right. MJ's going to be lame. MJ's going to be lame. MJ's lame. All right. So, folks, hang on. We're back in minutes. Don't move. Make sure you listen to the 9 o'clock hour. We have the 9:10 must-hear item of the day also coming up here momentarily on the MJ Morning Show. So, don't move. Duncan Duo. idea what I'm talking about? If I say, just take my money now. It's not often that I just tell people, take my money. Listen, I'm pretty deliberate with my money. I try to be as careful as can be but take my money. Take it right now. Take my money.
Would your new phone come in?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you are on the right track.
I know you're excited about that.
Yeah. No, I get the pre-order today.
Okay.
Yeah, the Made by Google event happens at 10 a.m. So I want to kind of see the event. So what I'll do is I'll stream the audio in my car on the way home because they're going to have the live Google event this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Oh, you think there's any coincidence that the Google event for the new phone is today, and then at 2:20 this afternoon we have the big FEMA FCC phone test for the emergency alert system?
Yes, it has to be related.
I don't think so. But anyway, so the Google event, they're announcing the new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro. Michelle and I are both rocking the Pixel 6 Pro. So it has been exactly 2 years with this particular phone. And my battery is, starting to conk out. I'm like, not even, I'm getting like half a day on a charge now. Because listen, folks, we use these phones ridiculously. Name another appliance or name some other piece of electronics that we use more than our phones these days.
I can't think of one.
Unless you're like on a CPAP machine or something. You look like a fighter pilot or, I don't.
I mean, even then,
that's just
you have to be on a ventilator.
Yeah. If you're in an iron lung, maybe you're using that more than the cell phone. No, but think about it. When it comes to reliability, a lot of these cell phones, they are used a ridiculous amount of time. We've become slaves to these freaking devices. So we use them a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we don't new phone it every year. Like, I've got friends that have, like, these programs where they get a new phone every year. And listen, I'm fine with every 2 years. And, you skip a generation, and then there'll be technological advancements. So, 10 o'clock this morning is that Google event. They'll introduce the phone, and then I want to be home because as soon as the event ends, then they open up the pre-order on the Google store. And I'm going to try to buy, and sometimes they sell out. So hopefully I'll be able to secure 2 phones directly from Google. So, you get, no bloatware or, like I'm a Verizon customer. And I got to be honest, Verizon has, to Verizon's credit, Verizon has reduced the bloatware on the phones, it seems, over the years because so many people were aggravated. That's why I started buying direct from the manufacturer, like an unlocked phone, without all the bloat crap. But, Verizon seems to have gotten better. Like, I think that this phone, we when I tried to get the 2 years ago, I think what we wanted was sold out, so I ended up buying it from my carrier, from Verizon, and it was pretty bloatware free. So I was pretty satisfied. But I'm going to try to grab these phones from Google the minute they open up the Google Store pre-orders for the new Pixel 8, which will happen. We're going to get the Pixel 8 Pros. I've already ordered the phone cases, so because I don't want the phone without the case. So I've already ordered the phone cases, which are many manufacturers. They already get the specs, so the phone cases are available. So that's going to be on the way, and hopefully my phones will be on the way. They should start shipping next week.
We're all really excited.
Yeah, thank you. So that's why I said, take my money. Just shut up and take my money. And also, shut up and dance with me, okay?
What a good song.
Who does that song? Shut up and dance with me. I like that song. Came up on my playlist while I was walking last night. So, all right, moving. Oh, and then the phone test. 2:20 today. That's when it's supposed to commence. FCC and FEMA. Oh, Shut Up and Dance With Me is Walk the Moon is the name of the band, according to Andrew. So 2:20 this afternoon is when this phone test commences. Don't be alarmed, folks. It's not nanotechnology that's going to activate some zombie-like virus in your body that was delivered by an mRNA vaccine. I mean, all of these ridiculous conspiracy theories, it's just laughable. And there are people that believe this. Don't believe it, folks. Do not believe it. The conspiracies that the test is going to turn you into a zombie or launch the zombie apocalypse. Seriously, people believe, and this is all over the internets, people believe that there is something called graphene oxide that was injected into your body when you got a COVID vaccine, and that those particles are going to be activated.
Well, geez, thank God none of us got that vaccine.
By the cell. Anyway, first of all,
I'm
there's
kidding
no
you.
there's no graphene oxide in the vaccine. Now, graphene oxide was used in the testing of vaccines, but even then, just ridiculous premises here. Population control. People think, the tone is going to thin out the population. There's going to be a Y2K blackout. Folks, it's going to be a 30-second test. Your phone is going to go, "Beep," and it's going to say on your phone, this is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is required. That's it. This is a test. This is only a test. And then don't forget that the noise that's going to come out of your phone is going to sound like this. Yeah. Now, if you're on T-Mobile, it's going to sound like this. It's going to be like that little tone, the emergency. So, yeah, nothing to worry about, folks. Not at all. Hey, do you guys know, and I got a bunch of food stories. I've got like food 1, food 2, food 3, food 4. This is the must-hear stories of the day. So it's not just one story. It is a compendium. It is a compilation of food stories. So welcome to the 9:10 must-hear story of the day, which we do around 9:10 every morning. First of all, this has to do with food. Do you know what the Cheesecake Factory effect means?
Absolutely.
Tell me what the Cheesecake Factory effect is there, Fester.
It means delicious cheesecake anytime you want it. 40 different varieties.
How's it a factor?
No.
Right?
No.
I love me some
Yes.
Cheesecake Factory every now and then.
Yes, Roxanne.
I know nothing about this story, but I
Yep.
feel like I know what the answer is.
What is it?
Okay, it's
Do
when
you need to call the psychic? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can't
feel
help
like
myself. I'm a scoundrel.
it's when you have too many choices in life and it
Yes.
stresses you out.
Go, just
No,
like
but
the
that
menu, the
but-
thick menu.
But the Cheesecake Factory, and I have not been to a Cheesecake Factory since I think maybe 2009, 2010. The last one I was at was International Plaza here in Tampa, but it's been like 13, 14 years. I think it was like Chloe soccer team related. It's been a long time, but it is true. The Cheesecake Factory has a menu that has 12,000 items, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's not it?
Nope, that's not
Okay,
it.
I got another guess. Unless Froggy you want to jump in with a guess?
Does that have to do with attaching them to malls?
Well, the Cheesecake Factory effect and the effect that it has on malls.
It brings a lot of rich poor people who think they're bougie by eating at the Cheesecake Factory, but they really aren't.
No, all right. Let me cut the.
Can I make one more guess?
Yeah, go
sure.
ahead.
I don't go to
Yeah.
the one in Tampa that often, but the one in Chicago kind of reminds me of a womb.
What?
Like the colors of it, it's like a
God,
peachish.
Just don't
pinkish.
order the raspberry
hold on.
cheesecake.
When you go to the Cheesecake Factory in Chicago, you feel like you're in utero.
It's just like
You feel like you're
I don't know, something
your
about the
fetus
colors.
growing.
Yeah, something about the colors and they've got like blobby things hanging from the walls and stuff. I don't know. That's just
No,
the
that's-
not it.
You're gonna
No,
get sued
no.
by the Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory.
all right, here's the deal. The Cheesecake Factory effect is an indicator of a mall's financial health. And this is like a new paper by Moody's Analytics, and they show that
Well, I was closest.
by the numbers, 93% of the loans backed by malls with a Cheesecake Factory are current on their payments, compared to 72% that are current without a Cheesecake Factory. So they're saying it's the Cheesecake Factory effect, that if a mall has a Cheesecake Factory, that it's more successful and they're able to pay their note, pay their bills, pay their mortgage, essentially.
What's the other one? The Red Robin effect?
Steak and ale.
No, it's the sharper image effect. No, I'm kidding.
So if it has a Cheesecake Factory, then the mall's in better financial condition.
Yeah, that's the Cheesecake Factory effect. That's interesting. Now, the other effect at the Cheesecake Factory, if you have the fettuccine Alfredo with 67,000 calories and 4 tons of fat and a truckload of sodium, that might not have a good effect on your health.
So good. It is so good.
Interesting, though. For instance, the presence of certain stores within a mall, like a Lululemon or an Apple store, can also be an unscientific measurement stick for the prospects of one mall over another.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like a duh, especially with an Apple store, because people don't go to the mall and just say, hey, let's just browse at the Apple store. No, the Apple store is the destination of, I would say, 98% of the people that go to that mall. They're going there for the Apple store specifically, and then they might, tentacle out and go to some other places. Go to Merry Go Round and Chess King.
And Lens Crafters. They have an effect.
Wet seal.
The Lens Crafters effect.
Dude, I went to a store at the mall the other day. It was like an autograph store. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like every movie, every actor, they had autographed Back to the Future sign that I want.
What's that hearing aid company?
Pearl?
What?
Pearl Vision Center's an eyeglass place.
All right, Pearl Vision and Bell Hearing Aid.
Beltone. No, it's Beltone.
On the malls?
Yeah.
A lot of old people.
Yeah. All right, you ready for the continuation of the food stories? Do you know about the viral pineapple sleep hack?
No.
Yeah, you keister a pineapple before bed.
How does that help you sleep?
Hold on. Did you just suggest you shove a pineapple up your butt?
No, I said keister.
Well, that's what that means.
Oh, well, the spikes. That's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't know. This is some kind of online, social media hack that, according to experts, that if you eat a pineapple before going to bed, that it'll put you to sleep faster.
Really?
Are you serious?
Oh, does it have tryptophan in it or something?
Pineapple is one of the foods which has a reasonable level of natural melatonin. But what about the sugars? Aren't those going to just jack you up? Aren't the sugars in the pineapple going to counteract the melatonin?
I've been trying to do a lot of natural things to help with my sleep. And one thing I read about is banana peel tea. I haven't tried that yet.
Oh, that sounds awful.
I know, right?
How about some warm milk?
Banana peel tea.
Uh-huh.
All right. Food story number 3. Never eat these 4 popular food items, according to a safety expert. Yeah, Callie Keneal, a microbiologist at the University of Delaware, and Dr. Brian Koch Lee, a Washington-based food chemist and a consultant to the food industry. They have a list, and they gave the list to the HuffPo.
I bet you I eat every one of them.
And there are 4 items here. These are 4 popular food-related things that you should not eat. And I've got a couple of problems here. Number 1 on the list is raw sprouts.
Oh, you love your raw sprouts.
I love
watercress and stuff like that.
No,
too.
I'm not really a watercress fan, but
bamboo shoots.
which I think that's a component of V8. But alfalfa sprouts or bean sprouts, I like those.
Okay, I take it back.
But there's a higher incidence of like E. coli and all kinds of bacterial problems.
Yeah.
So alfalfa sprouts.
Can't you wash them?
Yeah, I mean you can, but what they say is, they could be breeding grounds for bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, according to the CDC. But it's only if you eat them raw.
I've never had alfalfa sprouts. I want to know.
I don't think alfalfa sprouts do well being cooked, but like a bean sprout, you can steam a bean sprout. I love bean sprout. I love both.
Oh, tell me the technique you use.
And I don't think I've ever been made ill by alfalfa or bean sprouts, but these experts are saying, if you eat them raw, that you're increasing your odds. So that's like number 1. CDC recommends cooking them until they're steaming hot to kill germs and reduce your risk of food poisoning. But I'd like a cold bean sprout, a nice crunch. I don't want them all wilted and murdered by steaming them. You know
who else liked it raw? The deer before it went to the bathroom.
On my sprouts.
Pooped on your sprouts.
Number 2 on the list, raw unpasteurized milk. I've always heard that. That's, some people swear by it for health reasons or whatever, but it can actually be very unhealthy.
Can you buy that in the store somewhere? I mean, Aldi doesn't have it.
Yeah, they're saying if you see unpasteurized milk being sold at grocery stores, you run the other way. Listen, big food chains, they're not selling raw milk. You got to go to like a farm stand but that's the thing. A lot of people will buy raw milk. I know there are local farmers that you can buy raw milk from, but they're saying stay away. The next thing, and this is going to be controversial, the next thing that these food experts say to never eat, pre-cut produce and fruits. Do you know how big the pre-cut market is? Like you go into supermarkets, they've got the plastic tubs with all the pre-cut like fruit salad.
Edible arrangements.
You got the grapes, you got the pineapple, the watermelon, the honeydew.
Honeydew.
Yeah. Listen, I've had plenty of pre-cut. I do prefer to get the
whole.
I prefer to buy the whole fruit and do my own cutting. But listen, I've been to events, I've been to parties or whatever, or brunches where people have the fruit platters out that are all pre-cut from the supermarket. But they're saying, hey, you might like the convenience of grabbing pre-cut. Experts suggest washing the pre-cut produce before you eat it.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Don't be that person.
Yeah, that seems a little crazy. But listen, I've never had a problem. And then number 4 on the list, hot food bars. So like a buffet where you have just all that hot food. And again, I've had my share, or like a New York City deli food bar, when I was younger and worked in the city back in the 90s. Like every deli had that big like center food bar where I don't know where that food was coming from, but I don't think I ever got sick. But they're saying that if the stuff is not kept at least 140 degrees, that can be a problem. So those are the 4 items that these experts are saying that you should stay away from. And the other food item here, how much time do we? You know what? Let me stay on time. I have one more food item about a racket and a scam, and we've heard about this many times over the years. There's another study, there's another opinion on why you're getting taken for a ride on this type of food item. What is it? We'll tell you next. And then I got a little Froggy health thing. Oh, I got a little dating app deal gone bad. And we have a lot of stuff. Oh, do you know about Spookala?
Spookala.
Is it Spookala or Spookala? Andrew, do you know how to pronounce this thing? Did I pronounce it right the first time?
I don't know the pronunciation.
All right, Spookala. If you don't know what that is, you got to hear it. All right, hold on. All this and more. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Plus, we'll give away Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets in the final segment of the show next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Exactly 9:30 at the MJ Morning Show. Little Pet Shop Boys, right? Yeah, I like the Pet Shop Boys. Kind of, anthemic version of this, right? 9:30 exactly. You got the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. We will give away Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets here in minutes. Awesome show. Everyone raves about the TSO. Is that how they know that got to go see the TSO?
I mean, to the super fans, yes.
I'm a super fan.
Yeah.
All right, do you call them TSO?
Oh, that's the name of their crew, the club, TSOers.
Right. The TSOers?
Hey, is this yours? I found this on the floor outside.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. I was going to ask if it was Roxanne's.
Yeah, Froggy's. I'll hold it up to MJTV. No.
Roxanne, is that yours?
This is not mine. This is Smashbox, some type of cosmetic. I don't know. Is this yours? Smashbox cosmetic?
No, it's not mine. Where'd you guys find it?
It was on the floor.
Maybe it's one of the girls from the Spanish station. I'll be sure to give it to him.
What is this lip? Is this lip gloss or lip?
I wouldn't open it.
What is this thing?
It's just
don't open it.
It's. I wouldn't call it gloss, even though it's gloopy because it's more of a matte.
Don't open it. What is going to have some kind of virus from the monkey house in Reston? What do you?
What if we find the person like, oh, by the way, MJ opened it. Like, ugh.
I think I know who it is.
I'm not applying it to my lips. No, that's not my.
I think it's 90s.
It's not my makeup. Yeah.
Probably.
All right. So a couple of additional food items here, and I've always thought this was a racket for the most part, and there's been story after story that it's a racket. Here's the latest. Headline, organic food benefits are a myth. The latest now from a Harvard professor that says there is no reliable evidence whatsoever that the consumption of organic foods is good for you.
Well,
so let me finish the story. Eating organic has long been touted as a way to avoid pesticide consumption. One Harvard professor is saying those claims are bogus, are totally false. Robert Parlberg, an associate professor in the Harvard Kennedy School of Sustainability and Science, has said that eating organic produce isn't necessarily better. He told the Harvard Gazette that there's no reliable evidence showing that organically grown foods are more nutritious or safer to eat. citing studies showing negligible differences between pesticide-sprayed food and organic produce.
Okay, you know what's crazy? I don't have this article in front of me,
Mhm.
but like 3 days ago, I read something about strawberries and that if you eat non-organic strawberries and you squeeze their juice out, it's like there's so much pesticide in there that you could refertilize. You could use it again. That's how much. No, I'm
wow.
serious. I'm serious. It was very graphic.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this article is coming out to in defense, to be the aggressor to that statement that strawberries are,
Listen,
whatever.
this professor is referencing also a 2012 Stanford University study. You might have heard of Stanford. Stanford University.
Yes,
That's not Harvard.
Yes.
My sister teaches there.
It's the Harvard of the West. It's Stanford.
Save the
Hold
trees.
on. Does your teacher really teach? Does your
My
sister?
teacher, my what?
Your sister really teaches at Stanford?
Well, yeah, she teaches doctor stuff.
Oh, that's right. Froggy's sister's like this brilliant, like brain surgeon, neurologist.
Some say I might have a little bit of brilliance at times. How Herman
Yes, yes, for sure.
Whatever. She's all rich
Anyway,
and smart.
there's a 2012 Stanford University study, no convincing differences between organic and conventional foods. I've always said that the whole organic thing is just a jacked up price myth that, people are just buying into, it's got to be healthier. You got parents, I will only feed my kids organic. Roxanne, are you of the that you'll only give your kids organic fruits or vegetables?
You know what I try to do? I do say let's not eat the strawberries unless they're organic. But I do use
But what they're
that.
saying is that they're still grown out in a field.
Right.
And what they're saying is there's no discernible massive difference in health or pesticide between the organic and the non-organic.
I agree with that there's a lot of marketing involved. And if you talk to people who do the heavy duty organic, it's like, well, wait, but was the soil organic? Wait, was this? So there are many levels and layers of it. And people just like to use it for marketing. But I do that thing, that Yucca app I told you about. Remember the Yucca app where you can scan your food that you eat?
Like Yucca, I'm not eating that?
Yeah.
Just like that.
But, I hate that
stuff. Now, so not to be confused with yucca or juca.
I hate that. Ugh.
I love, man.
It's yucca.
There is nothing like some juca, at a good Cuban place or, a Central America, a food place when they have the boiled yuca or the juca and they put the garlic on top. Man, I'll tell you, it's got some great, that Pipo's Cafe right over here.
Yes, Pipo's is great, but I don't
Pipo's
like...
right here at 4th and Gandy. I'm a big fan. They have no idea who the hell I am. Now, if Nandy walked in, I think they love him.
Roll out the red carpet for him.
But I love this Pipo's on the corner, 4th and Gandy. They do an awesome job, and they've got some great juca. And
what's with the accent, dude?
Well, because that's the way they say it. And then you put the garlic on top, and that's one of my faves, man. Love that stuff. Anyway, where was I?
Organic food?
Roxanne was talking about the this Yucca app.
Right, which doesn't help you out when you're trying to determine if something has pesticides on it, but it does tell you if there are bad chemical ingredients in your food.
Listen, the do-gooders at these hoity-toity institutions are telling you that the whole organic food thing is a racket. It's not like some kind of a commentator on the opposite end of some kind of ideological spectrum is telling you this. These are like the professors and these are big schools like Stanford and Harvard that are saying that the whole organic thing's a racket. Hey, you know what I need? And I need reliable, and I need.
You're not going to get that from us.
Well, let me finish my sentence. Okay. I need a soffit repair company.
A what?
Soffit repair.
Soffit?
Yeah.
Well, call one on the phone.
Well, no, I need a recommendation, and our audience is a massive resource. And I need someone that does soffits all day long. I need a reputable soffit repair company because my home is, the CO was 18 years ago, but the soffit material probably went in like 19 and a half, 20 years ago. And the actual underside is like a vinyl tongue and groove product. That's fine. It's the venting. There's like that little aluminum strip of soffit venting around the house before the isoning. And I missed isoning by like 2 years in our design, or else I would have had a totally sealed attic. But so I need to replace the aluminum venting all the way around my house because it's starting to disintegrate and crumble in a couple of places. So listen, if you know a great soffit repair company, someone that does like soffit repairs, and they've done like these soffit vent repairs all the way around the house, I just need a good recommendation. So if you could, drop me an email at mj@mjmorningshow.com. mj@mjmorningshow.com. Or you can just text Fester's phone at 813-310-8444.
I'll pass it along.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. So seriously, call Fester or text.
Send me a text.
Text if you're a soffit repair company or you know a great one. Text Fester for me, 813-310-8444, or send me an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. Now, I got to take on this project. I'd rather do it sooner than later, so that's the deal. All right, Froggy.
What?
If I have a health-related story for you, any idea what it could possibly have to do with subject-wise?
Working out too much, being too healthy.
Yeah.
Drinking too much water, staying too hydrated.
Yeah, anything else?
Yeah.
I don't know what. I mean,
cannabis overuse linked to heart failure and heart attacks, according to a brand new study.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, whatever.
And listen, I don't want to suggest that you're overusing cannabis. And listen, you've got a medical marijuana card. You're legit as far as the state of Florida goes.
When are you going to talk about your card that you secretly got and didn't tell anybody?
What card is that, Froggy?
The marijuana black card. You can get any marijuana.
Any strain you want.
I have never smoked marijuana in
Do you
my
have a black card?
What?
Do you have a black card?
The marijuana black card?
I do not have a marijuana black card.
Okay, that's the rumor. Spread it around.
I have never smoked marijuana in my life. Wouldn't it be a green card?
Interesting.
Wouldn't it be a green card?
Yeah,
Actually,
right?
that makes more sense. Yes, you have a green card.
It'd be the green card. Now, the green card is the lowest of the American Express cards.
Ironically.
But
that's the first one you get, right?
It's converse on the marijuana card scale.
I had my first American Express card back in the mid-'80s. American Express was the only one that would give me a credit card. Discover told me to piss off.
Yeah, that's right.
And I guess what? In my adult life, I've told Discover to piss off.
Got him back.
American Express gave me my first credit card. I'm thankful. And I'm still a member to this day. All right, so yeah, Froggy, seriously, if you want to read this, as weed usage skyrockets in the United States, according to Forbes, adults that overuse cannabis are 60% more likely to have heart failure, strokes, heart attacks, compared to adults of the same age and sex without cannabis use disorder. That's like a deal now. Cannabis use disorder is folks that are freaking addicted to, pot.
Those are weak-minded people.
You're really getting addicted to it.
Please.
Down.
You might as well face it. You're addicted to weed.
I'm addicted to love. That's the only thing I'm addicted to.
Hey, we ought to have Magic Mark do a version of that.
If you do, Magic Mark, I will dox you if you do that.
Speaking of Magic Mark, our parody guy, let me get him on the phone here quickly. He is so
he got ripped off.
Oh, Magic
is
Mark!
He pissed?
Oh, he is pissed. When we talked about this earlier in the show, he is so pissed off.
Well, he could have got his company mentioned on ESPN.com.
Listen to this. When we talked about the Rays and whoever that was that sang that, who was it? Who did we determine sang the song?
Jason
Palm?
Paisan.
Paisano?
Who sang yesterday during the Rays game, and this is awful. They played some dude doing a complete parody ripoff of one that we did.
There's a guy who gets his name Randy Rosarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing that's Cosa Buena. Running around the bases, he's as fast as a hyena. Oh, Rosarena. There's a guy who gets his name Randy Rosarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing that's Cosa Buena.
So they run this on TV during the Rays game yesterday. And Fester brought it to my attention. He sends me this video, which we just played the audio from. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That is an absolute ripoff of our exclusive custom parody song done by our parody guy, Magic Mark.
Down 2-0, the 2-2 to a Rosarena. Lifted in the air to right field. Joyce going back. He looks up, and it is gone.
Did you see the hit from Randy Rosarena? When he swings a bat, it is mucho muy buena. Step to the plate, he is doing it again. Hey, Rosarena. Did you see the hit from Randy Rosarena? When he swings a bat, it is mucho muy buena. Step to the plate, he is doing it again. Hey, Rosarena.
And he rips one into center field. That had good wood on it. Hicks, he's going back. He's at the wall, and she's gone. Randy Rosarena.
Did you see the hit from Randy Rosarena? When he swings a bat, it is mucho muy buena. Step to the plate, he is doing it again. Hey, Rosarena.
So good.
I mean, can you believe that it was ripped off? So we didn't get credit on TV.
Where's this guy Jason whatever live?
His name is Jeff Passan. He works for ESPN.
Where's he live?
And he lives at 1416.
No, I'm saying
Flacca Lane.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm saying
where does he live?
I'm saying if he lives locally, it's an obvious ripoff. Which is still obvious. So I'm saying, what if he lives in Tampa?
Yeah. Let me get Magic Mark on the phone. Hang on a minute.
He lives in Valrico.
What's his name? Jeff Parr?
Passat.
Jeff Passat, like the car?
No, like with an N at the end.
And I'm calling up
Jeff Pissant?
one of our parody guys.
Close.
One of our parody producers is Magic Mark.
This is Mark.
Hey, Mark, MJ Live. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, MJ, what's up, man?
Yeah, I got the text, and you said to call you. I mean, listen, I am so aggravated about this Rosarena ripoff. Is that unbelievable?
I know. I couldn't believe it when I heard you guys play it. I was like, what? They changed like one word. They added hyena or something, which was really worse than what we did.
I mean, I can't, how long ago did we do this? Were you able to look at when did we do that song? How long ago did we produce that?
I know that was the first year that you guys came back on the air. It was.
So in 2020, the baseball season was over, so it had to have been 2021.
No, it wasn't over.
We came back.
Hang on, I'll tell you. Let me look in my MJ Morning Show file.
No, weren't the Rays in the World Series?
It was 2020.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Okay, they went to the World Series.
Yeah, okay, so
that was the bubble year.
All right, yep. So Andrew just looked in the system, and the date on the entrance of that was October of 2020 when that song you did it, and we put it in our system and started playing it for the first time.
Yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable. All right, listen. What should we do? Do you have any ideas? You sent me a text that you want to punch the guy in the face that ripped it off from us.
Yeah, I think that's probably all we can do. I don't know if legally there's anything you can really do.
Hey, Jeff, I'm from the MJ Morning Show, comma, you ripped us off, comma, come on the show and defend yourself, period. There.
Well,
Look, I just sent him that message.
That we did it first.
Then write Randy a Rosarena song.
MJ,
yeah.
What else do you want me to write?
Are you threatening him on like Twitter?
Hold on, I think you're thinking
Oh, God.
the voice the text is on.
Are you messaging him on?
Yes, I'm messaging him
on Instagram.
So Froggy's sending the guy that ripped off the Rosarena parody. All right, Mark, I got to roll. Time to end the show.
All right, brother.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. Let's give away some Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets right now. It's going to be Saturday, December 23rd, and this is a great show. Everyone says that they just rock, and it's one heck of a performance. If you'd like to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, we'll take the 21st caller right now, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. If you'd like to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra at Amalie on December 23, caller 21. Good luck right now. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, don't get freaked out. You're not going to turn into a zombie. The power's not going to go out. The government's not going to activate nanoparticles in your blood from a vaccine with the big phone test. The alert coming at 2:20 this afternoon. Everything is going to be okay. Some people think it's the end of the world. So, that's another thing. Some people think that it's the end. I heard that kook sack George Norrie early this morning, saying that, oh, yeah, and some people think it's the end of the world coming to. Get out of here. Come on. Yeah, Bigfoot's phone is going to go off. Everything's going to be fine. It might activate the alien implant chip in your rectum. All right, folks, have a great day, and we'll see you guys. Actually, George Norrie's a very nice guy. I've met him several times.
I love his mustache.
Yeah, he's actually a very, very sweet, gentle, nice guy.
Gentle.
Well, no, just the content is like he can't believe 90% of the stuff he talks about.
He's no Art Bell.
All right, at 9:47, we got to roll, folks. We're running late. We'll see. Roxanne, thank you for opening up and revealing and exposing yourself on the show this morning.
You're welcome.
Good job, Rock.
Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.